the park. Min gets there. She spots Akarsha waiting in the shade under a tree. Where is everyone? Noelle and Diya's mom just picked her up. It's so annoying how Diya's mom has always been fine with Noelle, but not me. And Sakura and Yuki are running late because they couldn't find a hat they wanted to bring. We don't need Krissa and Liz till the 4th scene or so I told them they could show up whenever. Wait, they're acting in it too? Yeah, we pretty much ended up summoning the entire baseball club to help. Min joins Akarsha under the shade. So, any progress with your crush? Didn't I tell you I got rejected? You told me you half-assed a confession through effing text before chickening out and passing it off as a joke. Well, I was flirting pretty hard before that happened, so either way, they should have gotten the message, at least subliminally. Subliminally? Have you been listening to a thing I've been saying? Go big or go home. I literally can't even tell who it was you were flirting with. I mean, she did go big or go home. She didn't go big, so she went home, and she let it go. Like... Okay, I know. What's next? Confessing to them on April Fool's Day? Actually, that's not a bad idea. I was like, wait, don't say that. You gotta be kidding me. When Diya and Noelle show up, Min runs over and presses a kiss to Diya's cheek. I love you. I told Diya that phrase meant hi a really long time ago. Maybe I should come clean about it now that we're actually dating. I don't want her to stop saying it though. Noelle rarely hands Min her script. While we're waiting for the others, you can at least familiarize yourself with your lines. It's unseasonably hot out, so Min fans Diya with the script. Who am I playing? The evil hunter? Whoa, sick! What do I do? Are you illiterate? Just read the script. I will, just give me the SparkNotes version first. To summarize, grade rules are set to be removed from the endangered species list. I'll be playing a reporter. First, I'll interview an environmentalist, Diya. Next, I'll interview you, an evil hunter. Lastly, I'll interview a family of wolves for their opinion. During the last interview, the evil hunter kills the wolf pup, played by Akarsha. You really don't like the script, huh? It's clearly biased. It doesn't make sense to extend special treatment to wolves just because they're cute and fuzzy. It makes sense in my heart. From an objective numerical standpoint, their populations have recovered enough that these protections are no longer needed. Humans have a thriving population too. Does that mean aliens are allowed to hunt us for sport? She's got a point. Min reads the script as they argue. It's physically battered and marked with edits. They must have been fighting over this for hours. Guys, wait, I have another idea. I just saw a video of a guy setting a pile of leaves on fire and it exploded. Can we try to work that into the video too? No. Diya slips her hand into Min's and Akarsha's and... What? Diya slips her hand into Min's as Akarsha and Noelle argue. Looks like we have some time to kill Looks like we have some time to kill before everyone else arrives. Min looks around the park. I'm sad we're too big for playgrounds now. They should make playgrounds for teens and adults. They're called amusement parks. Yeah, all the scenarios we come up with while playing pretend were so fun. My favorite was the one where we pretended we were runaways starting our own clan. That one was so popular, some of the kids joining in weren't even our friends. Sucks that the teachers made us stop because everyone was digging huge holes in the ground and making stuff out of mud. Why was that? I thought it was because it got too big. I remember like 30 of us doing it. Maybe it was a combination of both? I don't know. I didn't even dig anything. My house was just a bunch of pine needles I arranged in a circle shape. You mean our house? We were married. In the pretend world, I mean. We were? I saved you from being kidnapped by bandits and I made you marry me as a reward. You did the exact same thing as bandits then. No, I didn't. The bandits wanted you for bad reasons, but I wanted you for nice reasons only. And didn't you say this game was your favorite? You must have liked it. You're realizing that Min's right. Diya was so embarrassed that she didn't respond. Esther is seated at the bench, fiddling with the camcorder. Oh, cute. Oh, you're here too? Yeah, I'm being the cameraman. Akarsha kept insisting I'd be good at it because I'm artsy, so... Did she do something to her hair? It looks way different than usual. Wow, your hair's so flat today. Thanks? Oh dear. Esther gives her a weird look. It's a dead husk of a tree stump. Diya, let's throw rocks at this tree stump. I bet we can knock the bark off of it. Okay. They survey the ground for rocks to throw, but there's only dirt and twigs. We should look around for big rocks. Good idea. Min scours the ground for rocks. Meanwhile, Diya is almost in tears watching a dog run in circles around the park. He looks like a banana dipped in chocolate and he doesn't even know it. God, the way you think is so effing cute. The dog catches a frisbee with its mouth and brings it to its owner. Bucket! Good boy. I remember when I was younger, I thought pregnant women just had like buckets under their shirts. So I was like, if I ever have a kid, like once I found out that they were pregnant, it's like, if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna name them Bucket in honor of what I used to think. Fun fact. Little line, fun fact. Bucket. Want me to ask if we can pet it? No, I think I can do it. Thanks. Oh, sure, go for it. Don't worry, I'll take over if they don't let you pet it. Diya nods and hesitantly approaches the dog's owner. She stands about a foot behind him, unnoticed. She must be psyching herself up to do it. Can I pet your dog? Wah! You scared me. Sure, you can pet him. Bucket happily rolls over on his back, exposing his belly. Diya gives the dog a hearty belly rub as he blissfully writhes around in the grass. Sweetheart, darling. Do you want to pet it too? She's talking to me. Pet the dog. Min rubs the dog's belly with both hands. His rough fur is a little smelly. When she stops, the dog looks at her expectantly. He's asking for more. You're still petting him too. He really wants a whole crew massaging him at once? After a solid 5 minutes, Bucket still hasn't had enough pets. It's okay, you can stop. I don't want to keep you guys all day. Oh, okay, thanks. Wait, have you seen any huge rocks around here? How about that one over there? He points at a slab of rock lying in the dirt. Yeah, perfect. Now we just need to find a rock for me, too. This one's for me. That one's for you. Min squeezes Diya's hand as the guy walks off with his dog. You did good talking to that guy. I'm trying to get better at it. Used to think I was just awkward because of my ear, but I think partially picked it up from my mom. I think I partially picked it up from my mom. She's old and still scared of answering the phone and talking to strangers. I want to be different. Oh, I get that feeling. I don't want to be like my dad, no matter what. You're amazingly like him, though. That's why I'll never have kids. I don't want to do the things he did to me to someone else. You literally threaten to kill people every day. You wouldn't be like him. You're not a bad person. I mean, she's violent. But I'm worried it's easy to do it by accident. Yeah, it is easy to lose your cool and hurt someone that you love sometimes. Oh, we're still searching for rocks. There's just sand here, no rocks. It's a dead hunk of tree stump. We don't have enough rocks to throw at this yet. Diya and I need one, otherwise it's not fair. You can just try to break the one you have. Esther raises her eyebrows as Diya and Min search the ground for big rocks. What are you doing? Looking for rocks? Have you seen any? There's a pretty big one over there. Esther points to a large stone on the ground. Thanks. This one's as big as my fist. Yeah, this'll work. Work for what? Yeah! Min hurls the rock at the dead stump. It hits with a thwack, causing a small bit of dry bark to fly off. Cool. Yeah, she's so impressed by me. I bet she wants to kiss me so bad. Diaz follows Min's lead and fires a rock at the stump. It slants to the stump so hard, its top hat explodes in a shower of bark shards. Whoa! That was so badass! Thanks. She's the most perfect girl in the world. Min has to hold herself back from grabbing Diya and kissing her senseless. I wish she didn't have to hide that we're dating. I get why we have to, but I wish I could just shout it from the mountaintops that you're my girlfriend. It's still true even if you can't say it, but it'd be nice to say it so everyone knows. Yeah, I know what you mean. I wish you could go on more dates. I want to go everywhere with you. The aquarium, PetSmart, Home Depot like section, airplane. Airplane? Why? Do you like flying? Not really. I like looking out the window and eating the pretzel packet. And Southwest gives you a little stirrer when you drink that's shaped like a heart, but that's it. We haven't done it together before though, so I think it'd be fun. I want to see how you react to it. Me too. I want to see your face when they give you the heart-shaped stirrer thing. We should ask each other for different free beverages and share, so I should try 2 drinks instead of just 1. So I get to try 2 drinks instead of 1. Imagine it makes Min's heart feel like it's gonna explode. Oh, they're so cute. Forgetting her surrounding, Min surges forward to kiss her just as Diya does the same, causing their mouths to crash together unexpectedly hard. Ah! Sorry, got too excited. That was the worst kiss ever. Let's redo it. Wait, won't people see us? Oops, I forgot. Maybe we should lie down in the grass. Huh? Why? That way, it'll look like we're just wrestling. That's even weirder. Diya lies down and Min gets on top of her and starts making out with her. It doesn't look like anything like wrestling. Exactly. Diya clutches at Min's back as Min presses kiss after kiss to her lips. You're so cute. Do you know that? Maybe a little. Diya gets still underneath her, suddenly looking uncomfortable. What's wrong? A bug crawled under my shirt. Diya sits up and unsuccessfully gropes around under her hoodie for the bug. Every neuron in Min's brain misfires as Diya hikes her hoodie all the way up over her bra, exposing her bare torso. I'm looking respectfully. Don't know where it went. Min is so distracted that it takes her a few seconds to notice the bug crawling on Diya's chest. Oh, it's just a beetle. I got it. She grabs hold of it just as Akarsha and Noelle come jogging up to them. Everyone has arrived. We should get into costume now. Diya frantically pulls her hoodie back on. Whoa. I was just helping her. A bug crawled up her shirt. Where was it gonna crawl next? Down her pants? What the F? That's not what was happening! Look, the bug's right here. Min raises her hand to show it to them, but it's gone. It must have flown off. I mean, I'm not judging. If I had a ticket to Boob City, I know what I would be doing, too. But it's literally here in broad daylight, really? Oh, for F's sakes. We literally weren't doing anything. No, you were making out, so you were still doing something. Diya's face is still flushed pink as they walk over to the others, hand in hand. Hey, was she making you uncomfortable? I can make her stop. No, you're making everyone else uncomfortable. Why don't you stop? Bitch is wild. No, it's okay. Thanks for asking. I feel pampered with you. Good, because you deserve to be pampered. The group gathers around Sakura and Yuki as they haul a pile of clothes and props out of a duffel bag. Sorry we're late. I was turning my closet upside down trying to find everything. Any objective if I play music from my phone? Are you gonna play anime openings? Maybe. Then yes. How about K-pop? I just discovered this amazing group called Superior Junior. I don't know what that is. You can play one song. Yosh! She plays a song from her phone speakers and tries to untangle the Nerf gun from her coat belt. The people around me tell me I'm too aggressive. Oh, this isn't so bad. Isn't it great? Korean guys are so much better than American guys. How so? They're all so beautiful and kind-hearted, not smelly pervs like the guys here. I mean, that's what they're selling you. They're a brand, but sure. I need to find myself an oppa. This is weird. Should I say something? I guess she doesn't mean any harm by it. She's trying to appreciate the culture. Here, Min, this trench coat's yours. It's my brother's yoite costume. It's supposed to have a hat too, but I think he lost it. Yoite? The F is that? From the amazing series Nabari no Oh, duh. Wait a minute, is this all anime stuff? Anime. I believe the correct term is a cosplay. What? Akarsha, I thought you meant normal costume, like Halloween costumes. Well, it would be weird if they were Halloween costumes. You didn't ask, so... Oh my gosh! What the F are you wearing? My baby wolf costume. How do I look? Like someone wearing cat ears. Is this really gonna come across as wolf? Yuki, this would have been more convincing if you had fursuits. Fursuits are so expensive though. I might become a doctor just to be able to afford them someday. Yeah, and it's literally just a 4-year school. Like, there's no point in dropping real money on this, homie. Also, you guys don't have to call me Yuki anymore. I realized a few days ago that by going by a Japanese name in real life, it's kind of weird if you're not actually Japanese. Me too, actually. Even if we love anime, it's a bit much. Oh, wow. It took you all the way till now to realize that? Well, better late than never, thank God. So what are your names? Grace. Grace? What the? And my real name is, Saida? I hope I'm not butchering that. At least that one sounds kinda like Sakura. Akarsha, what does your outfit have to do with being a wolf? You only need the ears and paws to get the point across. So you're saying I should be naked? No, I'm not! Diya holds up her environmentalist costume. Where do I change? I use the restroom over there. It's just one family room, so you'll all have to take turns getting changed. Unless you want men to get more bugs off of you. You freak! Whoo! You're deranged. Did you think I'm gonna effing her in a park? I mean, honestly, I would have not put it past against y'all, because you literally jumped up on a table in an ice cream shop and broke the table. Like, I'm not putting your hormones past you, homie. One-way ticket to Boob City. What? Stop calling my girlfriend Boob City. You're so obsessed with that phrase now. Why are you so obsessed with that phrase now? I'll go now. In the meantime, Min, can you help me pitch this tent? I'm going to... It's going to be the setting of your first scene. Ugh, fine. I can help too, since I don't need to get into costume. Min helps Esther and Noelle carry the box with the tent in it. I don't understand why Akarsha keeps making these crass jokes about you two. It's not as if two girls can actually have sexual relations. What the hell are you talking about? Yes, they can? Are you dense? Humans weren't evolved for that. Are you dense? The anatomy makes it impossible. How's it impossible? You can use other body parts like your fingers. Fingers? You must be mistaken. Even heterosexual couples can use fingers. Are you really having this conversation right now? Please don't have this conversation right now. Just let her... She knows how to research. She can do her own research. No, it's true. I mean, girls love manga is a thing. What? Do you think lesbians gave up sex for life? Is she serious? How sheltered is she? Noelle is so shocked that she doesn't speak for a while. Esther wipes sweat off her brow and points at a clearing in dry grass. That spot over there might look nice on film. Isn't it a bit close to the ravine though? That's a steep downhill slope right behind it. So, it's not like the tent's gonna teleport backwards after we've nailed it down. Yeah, unless a typhoon blows us over, I think it'll be fine. Alright, I see that I'm outnumbered. But don't say I didn't warn you. Min hears rustling behind her. She turns around and sees Akarsha making a leaf pile. Wait, is she trying the exploding leaf thing? Akarsha! It's not allowed! As Noelle chases after Akarsha, Min and Esther lay out their tents in the spot they picked. She's so friggin' anal. She's probably sexually attracted to laws. I bet she loses her mind whenever she sees jaywalkers. She does. It's like she thinks someone's gonna go, "Good job, Noelle. You're the best at following the rules," and give her a gold star for it. Min squints in confusion at the steps to set up the tent. I can't picture this shite. Where do these poles go? They crisscross in the middle, see? Here, just hold that end and stick it through the metal ring. Like magic, the tent pops out into the third dimension. Holy shite, you're like a camping prodigy. I mean, all I did was follow the instructions. Now that we have to drive the stakes into the ground. Min punched each stake into the dirt with a large stone, enthralled that hitting something is actually constructive for once. F yeah! Meanwhile, Esther takes her sketchbook out of her backpack and starts writing in it. What are you doing? Esther stops, looking embarrassed. I'm writing down what you said earlier as inspiration for my webcomic, like for character dialogue. If you're so embarrassed by it, why are you doing it in front of other people? I feel like it's normal for people to be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" But it's like, she's all shook when people ask her what she's doing. I've started doing this whenever something interesting happens so I can remember later. Huh? What did I say that was interesting? You said I was camping prodigy, instead of prodigy. Oh, progity. I didn't even, process you said it wrong. Oh, now it just kind of seems like you're making fun of her. What's so special about that? That's pretty much the same anyway. I don't know, I just thought it was a neat detail. Obviously, I'll only use it if you're okay with it, though. I mean, sure, I don't really care. What's it for again? A comic? Yep. What, like Garfield? Huh? No, nothing like that. It's still a work in progress, but basically it's about a bunch of teenagers who have the power to shift into alternate dimensions. It's kind of sci-fi-y, I guess. It's not kind of sci-fi, it is sci-fi. Oh, so like a superhero comic? No, there's no supervillains or anything. All their problems come from the way they use their own powers. Like, while you're in a parallel universe, you're gone from your original universe, right? What if you get tied up with something while there and can't come back? That'd suck, arsh. I wouldn't get to see Diya or my friends anymore. Exactly, no one from the world you left behind would know why you disappeared and you'd become a missing person there. I always get so stressed out about that when reading Narnia and time travel stories. I never heard her talk this much before. She must really be hyped about her webcomic. Anyway, a lot of miscommunication happens between the characters because of issues like that. No offense, but I can't stand stories that revolve around misunderstandings. This just came up in another stream I was watching actually recently. It's so frustrating when the whole problem is literally just people being bad at talking. Your girlfriend is literally bad at talking. If you hurt someone, it should be on purpose. But those kind of problems are the most realistic. In real life, people hurt each other by accident all the time. Like how? You know how before our school became 93% Asian, it used to have a football team? They died because Asians don't care about football, right? Same as real baseball team. Yeah, no one would go to the games. As a last-ditch effort to help them last year, my math teacher offered us 2 points of extra credit for coming to a football game. So I went to help my grade. But as soon as I got home, my dad yelled at me for going to a game instead of studying. He didn't get that we had the exact same goal, me getting good grades. Wait, what ethnicity are you? Huh? I'm black and Chinese. Oh, she's biracial. So your dad's the black one? Yeah, he is. I didn't know black people cared about grades. It's okay. She just don't know better. She hasn't been around black people. It's okay. She's just That's like pretty racist of you to say. I would say ignorant. I don't think she's being willfully racist. Bewildered, Min completely misses the tent stake she was trying to hit. Huh? How is it racist? Oh dear. Why would you assume black people don't care about their grades? I didn't mean it as a diss or anything. I don't care about my grades either. It's not like I was looking down on them. I mean, what if she was like, how could you not care about your grades. Aren't you Asians? Don't all Asians care about their grades? Like, how are you that tone deaf? Like, I just, I think, actually, I think even tone deaf is a tone deaf word at this point. Oh my. But why even bring my race into it like that? I was just asking a question. Didn't you bring up race first? You were the one talking about Asians. I'm Asian, so I'm allowed to say that. Sure, whatever. If I knew you'd be so effing sensitive about it, I wouldn't have asked in the first place. Oh dear. This is kind of spiraling. Da, 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 da. Wow, so instead of saying sorry, you're insulting me? Good point. What? Why the hell should I apologize? Because you said something insensitive. Even if it was by accident, which, by definition, if it was by accident, saying sorry makes even more sense. I wasn't even trying to be offensive. It's not like I personally called you the N-word or something. Wow, thanks for not calling me the N-word. I'm just saying you're overreacting. There are real racist people out there who hate minorities, and you're calling me racist just because I accidentally made one little mistake. That's what I said, like calling people actually racist, but she said you said something racist. She didn't call you a racist, I think. It's not just one little mistake. You said weird, ignorant stuff like this all the time. Oh, you say weird, ignorant stuff like this all the time. No, I don't. Like what? Like when you randomly told me my hair was flat? What was I even supposed to say to that? Yours too? Get a grip. That's not even real racism. Okay, she's just being extra ignorant and digging down deep, I see. You're seriously trying to explain what racism is to me, a black and Chinese person? Look, I'm a minority too. Us even fighting is so dumb. You being Asian doesn't mean you're not racist. The worst racism I've ever seen was when I went to China. God, you're being so stupid. But yeah, see, like, yelling and getting angry and, like, saying such strong language never, like, actually gets anyone to reflect. It just makes them defensive because you're basically attacking them. And it just... Esther throws her stakes down and storms off. Dumbfounded, Min just stands there with her heart racing a mile a minute. How did it blow up like this? I wasn't even trying to start something. Which is why you apologize, bitch! Shite, Did anyone else hear us fighting? Min nervously looks around, paranoid that her friends heard what happened. It's hard to tell if they did. Min frantically hammers the last stake in place, her stomach churning with a mixture of shame and panic. She hears footsteps behind her and nearly has a heart attack when she turns to see Krista walking over. Oh, F. What if Esther told Krista I'm racist against black people? She's black too. I don't want her to hate me. She might even kick me off the team. Need any help with the tent? Nah, I'm good. I guess you could say it's not tent to be. I should be extra careful not to offend her. Haha, great joke. Thank you. I feel not enough people appreciate my puns. Having donned her reporter costume, Noelle returns to place a sleeping bag inside the tent. Pretty good. Min, it's your turn to get changed. Where did Esther go? We're about to start shooting. I can't tell her Esther less because she thinks I'm racist. She just randomly walked off. What? How come? Who knows? She's so weird. Okay, so first you offend her and then call her weird behind her back instead of owning up that you made her upset because you don't want to lose face. You know what? I'm glad Okay, Min. Okay. In the park's restroom, Min quickly changes into her evil hunter getup. I'm gonna be sweating buckets wearing all this in this weather. Thank God they couldn't find the hat, or it would have been even worse. Ah, she's so cute! Diya perks up when Min rejoins the group. You look cool. You should get a coat like that for real. Normally this would send Min over the moon, but she feels so sick to her stomach she can't properly appreciate it. Thanks. It's me, your racist girlfriend. Diya definitely wouldn't want to be with me anymore if she found out I was racist. Oh dear. Do I look okay? You look so cute in glasses. Is this character from something? It does kind of give off nerdy anime lover energy. No idea. Esther, I like your hair. Oh yeah? Thanks. Bun buddies. Bun buddies. Okay, so Esther is still there. They begin shooting for the first scene in front of some trees. This is Channel 2 News reporting from Boise, Idaho. Environmentalists have been in an uproar ever since the Obama administration approved the delisting of gray wolves from the endangered species list. Even replaying the conversation in mind, Min is getting worked up again. I can't believe Esther had the nerve to call me racist. When we were in Florida, kids used to call me and my brother chinks and try to beat us up. Why would I ever be racist when I hate racists more than anyone? It doesn't make sense. I wasn't even trying to insult her. Like, good luck going through life getting offended by every teeny thing you see. Okay, Min. Right? Are my standards just totally messed up or something? Okay, there we go. Better, better. Min stomps on a random twig and crushes it into tiny pieces beneath her combat boots. What's wrong? I'm just having a weird day. Do you think I'm racist? No? How come? You're good to me and curious about other cultures. Why? No reason. Just checking. Okay, we got it. Let's move on to the next shot. Diya goes over to stand in front of the camera. Ma'am, can you introduce yourself? I'm an environmentalist with a degree in wildlife ecology. My research has led me to believe that. Bro, can you speak up a little bit? After a few takes, they manage to capture a halfway audible clip of Diya talking. Then they move on to the next scene. Soon it's time for the evil hunter interview. Min reviews her lines before getting into place. Okay, I'm set up. Action. Next, I'm interviewing a hunter who camped out in the Idaho wilderness. But also as a black person who used to get a lot of comments on her hair and changing it and stuff, I get how people can just be like, oh wow, your hair is super different. People with straight hair can't do as much with their hair. They just really get shook by how versatile our hair be sometimes. But yeah, using the word flat wasn't the greatest. It's okay, is that good? Is that bad? You just so shook right now? I just changed my hair, calm down, kind of thing. Next, I'm interviewing a hunter who's camped out in the Idaho wilderness. Hello there. How do you feel about the removal of gray wolves from the endangered species list? Esther could straight up ruin my whole life if she said something right now. Maybe you should have apologized. Yes? Give me a minute. I just woke up. It's the afternoon. Their sleeping bag I was sleeping on was full of rocks. Anyway, I feel ecstatic about the delisting. I can't wait to kill tons of wolves. Hold up, cut. You skipped a line. What line? The part about how delisting removed protections for wolves from hunters. Oh, right. Hello there. How do you feel about the removal of gray wolves from the list? I feel ecstatic. The delisting removed protections for wolves in Idaho and sweating profusely, Min tries to focus and remember her line. Ma'am? Hello? Don't call me ma'am. What? Why not? I don't like it. I'm not a woman or something. Are we talking about your character or in real life? Cut! Come on, don't break the fourth wall. After Min botches her 10th try, Noelle looks about ready to explode. Just write it down and have her read it. It's not like you're gonna lose points for people reading. Are you even trying right now? We're gonna be stuck here all day because of you. Shut up. I am too trying. Why don't we take a little break? It'll probably help all of us reset. Yeah, let's go stare at the lake or something. We can hide all our backpacks and stuff in the tent. I guess it can't hurt. The group trudges over to the lake. Diya sits down by Min by the water's edge. Okay. Esther is sitting with Grace and Saida on a nearby log. Should I try to talk to her? That might piss her off even worse. I probably shouldn't. I wish my hair would go prematurely gray. Having white hair would be so cool. Me too, just dye it. Even though no one else would see it? That's not true. I can show my hair to my family and other girls. Oh. I thought she was saying that too. I was confused, Grace. I was like, what? It's true. She used to charge other girls $20 to see her hair in the girls' bathroom. Oh, well. How'd you know? Did you pay to see it? Yep. If you're interested, Esther, I could let you see it for a special discount of $10. Oh, girl, please. I'll pass. You sure? Limited time offer. I'm sure your hair is just like anyone else's hair. I ain't gotta pay that. Why is it limited time? Your hair is always gonna be there. For all you know, I could be dyeing it a crazy new color every day. It could be blue, purple, pink, and you'll never know unless you check. Oh crap, maybe I should pay to see it again. You're seriously falling for that? Ugh. People are so ignorant sometimes. You just want to take advantage of them and take their money? I guess. I hate naturey lakes like this. Why? It's nice here. It just reminds me of the shite that happened to me in Florida. What happened? I mean, it's pretty much the same as the other stories I told you. I was just on a field trip that got ruined by racists, so now places like this are cursed. What did you mean earlier about not being a woman? Do you mean age-wise? Oh, it's hard to explain. I've never really told this to anyone before. It's probably going to be confusing. That's okay. I don't really like being thought of as a girl. I'm not 100% removed from it, if that makes sense. Being called a woman or a lady is way worse. Like, disgusting. I definitely don't want strangers seeing me to think, oh, that's a woman. What do you want them to think? I don't know. I'm still figuring that part out. Diya tilts her head, perplexed. Don't get me wrong, girl is my favorite gender. Like, you're a girl, and you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh, Lord. I just only feel any connection to being a girl in really specific situations. No, I know. Sorry, just trying to wrap my head around it. Can I still call you my girlfriend? That's what I was thinking. I was like, she says you're her girlfriend all the time. Yeah, I like being your girlfriend, and I like being lesbian. I'm not into the being a girl part, but I relate super hard with the no interest in men part. It's more stuff like being called ma'am or miss that it really skeeves me out. I know it doesn't make that much sense, like gender's not real in the first place, so... No, it makes sense. Feel like I already knew that before you said it. You're okay with it? To Min's relief, Diya nods. It's very you. It's kinda cool. You're like a gender outlaw. Yeah, that's me. I'm so lucky to have the sweetest, kindest, purest girlfriend in the world who has to be protected at all costs. And don't you want to be a better, non-racist person to her that apologizes when you offend people? I definitely can't let her find out about the racist thing. Or just be honest that you made a mistake and that you'll do better. But whatever. Min rereads the script. When she reaches the end of the packet, she flips it over to make sure there's nothing on the back. To her horror, the backside is covered with a dense array of numbers and numerical operations. The heck is this? It looks like a serial killer wrote it. Oh, it's just a puzzle I made up, using the digits 1, 2, 5, and 7 only once each. You create expressions using any operations that result in... I can't. What is the actual hell would possess you to do that? It's called curiosity. Didn't she just say something about liking being curious for something? When I look at the clock, I like to make the numbers do this. When I look at a clock, it's because I want to know what time it is. God, you're effed in the head. Okay, do you like it when your dad calls you effed in the head? Why? I just can't. I just feel like so many friendships, people just end up bullying each other, and like, it's not cool. I mean, there's joking around, but it's, you know. Min continues watching the clear, rippling water. All of a sudden, Noelle yelps and turns indignantly to Akarsha. Did you just throw a rock at me? Nope, maybe it was the water. The water threw a rock at me? It was just a little pebble, right? I bet the waves could have picked it up. She definitely threw the rock at her. Krista sighs from the bench she and Liz are sitting on. Why is that wherever we go, we end up babysitting people? Do you think it's firstborn child syndrome? You might be onto something. My siblings are pretty immature, so it's usually up to me to make sure the house doesn't burn down. What if we started acting really immature too? Then somebody else will be forced to pick up the slack. How do you propose we do that? I don't know, maybe we should just start talking with no filter. Instead of thinking about what we say, we just say whatever pops into our minds first. Please don't. Very interesting. Please don't. After the brief break, the group gets back to filming. Take 11, action. Hello. I feel ecstatic. Now it's legal for me to hunt them. I can't wait to kill tons of wolves. When they finally get through the whole scene, Diya rewards Wen with a quick peck on her cheek. Good job. I'm all sweaty and nasty now. You don't have to do that. You're not nasty. I don't mind it. Noelle grumbles as she sits next to Akarsha at the picnic table and takes a sip of water. I still can't believe you threw a rock at my face. At her face? Come on, Akarsha. Hey, that is a gross exaggeration. Wait, so you admit that it was you who threw it now? First of all, I lobbed it. Second of all, I lobbed it at her neck, not her face. Well, it hit my face. Intent matters here. No, impact matters more than intent. You're making it sound way worse than it really was. Yeah, intent does matter. It doesn't mean to hurt Esther's feeling either. Oh, yeah, intent does matter. I didn't mean to hurt Esther's feelings either. Min uneasily glances over at Esther. She's reviewing the footage on the camcorder. I wish the whole thing never happened. Okay, we're good to start the Wolf family interview. Yes! I call being the Wolf Mom. Wait, I wanted to be the mommy too. Well, I definitely don't want to be the dad. It could be two moms, adopted. Wolf Mom and Wolf Mom number 2. Wolf Mom number 2 definitely sounds like the inferior one though. There's gotta be a way to make them sound equal. I mean, just because... never mind. Like how there's always 2 versions of Pokemon, like Diamond and Pearl. Does this really matter? Hey, is this scene... This is the scene where I kill Akarsha, right? Aren't I supposed to have a gun? Oh, I brought a Nerf gun you can use. It's in the tent with the other stuff. Okay, I'll go get it. Min rummages through the duffel bag of costumes in search of the Nerf gun. Wait, Min-seo, is the microphone in there too? I don't know, look for it yourself. Noelle sneezes as she steps into the dusty tent. Achoo! Shut up! Shut up! Noelle joins Min by the duffel bag. I feel like maybe she's like so rude to other people, but she's so nice to Diya that like Diya doesn't see like her real personality is like really abrasive. Cause I'm just like, I feel like Diya is like so polite and nice. Well, she's maybe like shy, but it's like, I don't think, I mean, I guess she's seen her attack other people and just kind of ignores it. But I don't know, I just wouldn't really like someone who's always mean to other people and like snapping at people. Like someone with uncontrolled anger, I just really couldn't see myself with. Like even if they were nice to me, I would just feel kind of, I don't know, gross. Noelle joins Min by the duffel bag. Suddenly Noelle frowns at her. What, you got a problem or something? You literally told me to shut up when I sneezed. For one heart-stopping moment, Min shares she's been exposed as a racist somehow, but she soon realizes Noelle is just glaring at the dirt that she tracked into the tent. You wore your boots inside? You're gonna get dirt everywhere. Oh, that's it? It's barely anything. You got a leaf on the sleeping bag already, see? So brush it off, who cares? I care, you're the one responsible, so you should be the one to brush it off. It's just one effing leaf. Stop splitting hairs over nothing. Oh my gosh. You're the one being difficult here. Just apologize and get the leaf off. You really want me to get that leaf off? Take this. Min grabs one end of the sleeping bag and swings it at Noelle. See, I just feel like if she was like this to Diya, like Diya would be like, hell to the no, like violent. But I guess she's like, as long as she's not violent towards me, it's fine. It whaps Noelle in the torso. Hey, I'm telling on you. Go ahead and try it, turbo nerd. Noelle seizes a handful of the sleeping bag as Min tries to land another blow. You gormless brute. The F you mean I'm wormless? Take that. What? Why would you want to be wormful? It's just. And she's all like, I don't want to be like my dad, but you're literally attacking people that you claim to care about. Like, I just. Min yanks on the sleeping bag hard. It slips from Noelle's grasp, sending Min hurling backwards. Whoa! Min loses. Oh, wait, the ravine. Min loses her balance completely and falls backwards into the wall of the tent. She hits the ground butt first, pinning the fabric of the tent down with her weight. The tent collapses, blanketing its occupants in nylon. Min feels herself sliding backwards down a slope. The tent is rolling down the hill. Min and Noelle blindly tumble down the hill with their limbs wrapped in tent, screaming all the way. Eventually, they crash into a large bush at the bottom of the ravine. I hope they're okay. Min crawls out of the tangled mess, spitting dirt and twigs out of her mouth. Oh, how I despise you! Noelle gathers the tent in her arms and tries to trudge back up to the park in her socks. What happened to your shoes? I took them off before coming into the tent like a civilized person. See, this is why keeping them on is better. I win. No, you don't. The situation would have never arose under normal circumstances. Look how much faster I'm walking than you. See, loser. I really don't. Min looks back and sees how far behind Noelle is. She looks pretty pathetic dragging the tent through the dirt. Why don't you effing help her? Min reluctantly goes back and yanks the tent away from her. What's the matter with you today? What? Generally speaking, you strike me as someone who can't take criticism, but you haven't blown up on me like this for months. Did something happen between you and Esther? What? No, why? During our scene, you kept eyeing her like she was gonna bite you. Oh hell, if effing Noelle can tell, I might as well be wearing a neon sign around saying what happened. We sorta got in a fight. She got all offended by something I said. What did you say? I don't even want to say it. It's so effing embarrassing. I was kind of like, I didn't know black people cared about grades. What? Why? I don't know. None of my classes ever had black people in them. You literally are sounding like the exact people that are like, oh, you're Asian. Whatever. So I felt like I was learning something new from the story she was telling me. I was just trying to express that. Sometimes you should just keep your mouth closed. So you decided to tell her you had a bigoted belief that only changed after a random anecdote she shared? I wasn't thinking, okay? It's easy to pick apart now in hindsight, but the whole thing happened in like 5 seconds. I didn't even have anything against her or black people in general. Come on, you know me. When I hate someone, I let them know. Yes, I'm well aware of that. So it shouldn't have been obvious I didn't mean anything bad by it. When people do Asian accents or say weird stuff about Koreans, I don't flip out. Wait, what? You don't? That time we were walking around and got konnichiwa'd, you were furious. Yeah, I was like, you literally almost drowned a kid. That was coming from a white creep, and it was clearly hateful. But if it's just a joke or something worded insensitively, it doesn't always mean the person actually hates Asians. No. I'm not sure I follow your logic here. Are you saying that as long as something's not intentionally hateful racism, it doesn't bother you? Yeah, it doesn't, because I'm not a sensitive crybaby. But if you had a choice, wouldn't you rather they not say those things? Well, duh, if I could press a button and magically no one would ever say that stuff again, that'd be cool. Then it does bother you. Okay, yeah, maybe it would bother me a little, but I wouldn't make a huge stink about it. If it bothers you, doesn't it make sense to complain about it? If I were some weak-ass sissy, sure, but I'm not, so I don't sweat that kind of small stuff. But we just established that you are bothered by it. You just deny it because in your eyes, it's weakness to admit you're hurt because of some tough guy act you have going on. Noelle got this insufferably smug expression on her face, like she discovered a misprint in an exam that no one else has found yet. I think I understand now. Understand what? You weren't even there. You think Esther is overreacting because in similar situations you do nothing. When she told you your response was racist, you became enraged by her audacity to complain about things you suffered through in silence. Admitting that you genuinely hurt her feelings will require the admission that you've been hurt before, too. and your fragile ego cannot allow that. Oh, that's way deeper than I was taking it, but okay. Shite, maybe she's onto something. In conclusion, Esther's right, you're wrong, and you're racist. This sucks so bad, oh dear. Well, at least she didn't bite her head off for saying she was racist. Covered in dirt and twigs, Min struggles to put the tent back up. Are you okay? Not really. I feel like absolute dog shite. Oh no. I just want to hide what I did. I want to dig a hole and bury the terrible truth where no one will ever find it. What happened? I don't really want to talk about it. At a loss of how to handle the situation, Diya quietly helps her pitch the tent. Oh no. Huh? Look. Diya points to a malformed looking butterfly clinging to the tent fabric. Oh, ew. What's wrong with its wing? It's all crinkled. Maybe 'cause I think it's stuck like that. That's so sad. Maybe it's because of the false spring? False spring? It's when it's super warm, but it's still winter. It messes up a lot of animals because they're thinking it's spring when it's not. Maybe the weird environment messed it up while it was forming. Diya tries to get the deformed butterfly to crawl onto a twig. It's hard to watch. Is that what I'm like because I grew up with racists and got taught the worst lessons ever? I think your rage is more problematic than your accidental racism. I feel like I went through hell and came out the other side in the most momentally effed up shape. Or F shape. What do you mean? Diya, you wouldn't ever break up with me, right? Okay, that's not true, but sure, let's say no. What if I did something bad? I mean, like, really bad. What did you do? Are you sure you wouldn't break up with me, though? What did you do, bitch? Min tells Diya what happened, bracing herself for the worst. And that's why Esther is mad at me. So go apologize! That wasn't very nice of you. Sounds like something racist my mom would say. Yeah, I know. Poor Esther. Her comic sounds cool, too. Do you hate me now? I mean, it was bad, but at least you realize it. Everyone makes mistakes. Not everyone makes racist mistakes. But it's not like people are born knowing things either. Everyone has blind spots. Yeah, blind spots. How come you've never offended someone like I did, then? I don't talk to people very much, so most of the mistakes just happen in my mind. Well, then how come Noelle doesn't offend people? I mean, she was pretty ignorant about gay people before we started dating. When people said the narrator of The Great Gatsby was gay in our English class, she got all scandalized and argued against it. She kept insisting there had to be another explanation, but I think she was just grossed out by the thought of it. That's not as bad as insulting someone's entire race, though. Not trying to say she messed up worse. My point is she got better about it. She wouldn't do that anymore. Yeah, not everything's a competition. Just because it's not as bad as some other thing doesn't make it still problematic. Jeez, man. So I don't hold it against her. Just because you were ignorant about something doesn't mean you're bad forever. I don't know. It doesn't undo the fact that I was racist to Esther already, and now she hates me. I don't think she... Just go apologize! Did you say sorry? No, because she's a dumbass. No. She might not forgive you, but you should at least tell her. Min feels such anguish upon hearing Diya's suggestion that it takes her a moment to sputter something out. But no one ever apologized to me. And did that make you feel good, bitch? Are you happy that no one apologized to you? Why would you want to perpetuate the same shit that someone did to you? If you wanted someone to apologize to you and you have the opportunity to apologize to someone else, then why wouldn't you freaking do it? Oh my god, Min is such a hateable character to me right now. Like, I dislike her so much. And I'm like, why? I wish Diya was with someone who was just like emotionally better, not so violent. Like, she's not a bad person. She's just, I just don't like her. But I get she's growing and slice of life and she's young and blind spots, but I wouldn't be friends with Min. To Min's horror, her eyes fill up with tears. So many people did way worse things to me and they never said sorry. Okay, but also you and Noelle are on the baseball team. Like, your relationship with her should matter more than someone stranger saying something racist in passing. Like, you got... Okay. I get it. She's probably gonna realize all this right now, but I can't. None of my racist bullies ever said sorry. My dad never said sorry. Why is it only me who has to say sorry when what I did wasn't even as bad? It's not fair. Diya pulls her into her arms and hugs her very tightly, as if trying to squeeze all the grief out of her body. Min leans into her warmth, letting her familiar touch and the steady rhythm of her heartbeat calm her down. What happened to you wasn't fair, but that doesn't mean you should be unfair too, or you'll just continue the cycle. Exactly. You can apologize even if they don't. But it's not fair. I want them to suffer. I want them to die. Okay. If I just forget about them, that means they got away with everything. So making yourself miserable is not them. Okay, never mind. Just saying, if you're gonna make your whole life miserable around it, they're out there living their lives. They're not even thinking about you right now. Right now, you're making your whole life miserable off these people that are so irrelevant that you can't even be there for the people that do matter and care about you. Like, just, you're... that means they won and I lost. You're already losing because you are making them win. I just can't. But isn't it losing worse to let people you hate control your life? Exactly, to keep controlling your life. It's like that saying, if you seek revenge, dig 2 graves. Is it worth it to hurt yourself in the name of fairness? Is that what I'm doing? Yes, you ignorant fool! Crashing the car just to get back at them? Yeah! 2 graves are you and the person you got revenge on, by the way. Not 2 different people you killed. Ah, she said! No, I got that. You're right. Why should I let those pieces of shite keep controlling me even years later? Yeah, exactly. Stop being stupid. If nothing they did mattered, that'll show them. Yeah. Yeah! Min dashes off and finds Esther setting up the next scene. What took you so long? Everyone's ready to do the wolf death scene. Can we talk first? Esther gives her a guarded look. That depends. Sorry I was an asshole earlier. I shouldn't have said that racist stuff about black people and the weird stuff about your hair. Yeah, you shouldn't have. You're right. I should have known better. I know how much it sucks looking different from everyone else. Esther lets out a sigh, looking exhausted. You'd think people would know, but they don't. It's like being kicked on both sides. I go through all the same stuff as everyone else at this school, but no one sees me as one of them. Everyone thinks because I'm not pure Asian, I'm not as smart or I don't study as much. Don't worry, I don't think that. I learned my lesson. I'm not racist anymore. Well, yeah, you are? Huh? You're literally still racist. All you did was apologize for one specific thing. But what else am I supposed to do then? Try to educate yourself and not say random crap about other ethnicities? And saying sorry the next time you're racist instead of being all rude and defensive? Next time, that makes it sound like this is gonna happen again. Honestly, it probably will. So, you're saying I'll always be racist no matter what I do? Min looks so horrified that Esther gives her a pitying look. I mean, literally everyone on Earth is ignorant to some degree about something. For my webcomic, I tried to research albinos and double amputees the best I could, but I'm still not sure I portrayed everything right. Double amputee? What the F is going on in her comic? I mean, I feel like she shouldn't say she'll always be racist. I think she should stop labeling her as racist and focus on the, behavior. Like, you might accidentally say something racist, not you'll always be racist about you. I feel like she's not delivering this well either. But, yeah. No one's perfect. You just gotta do your best and learn from your mistakes. Oh, okay. But I hate thinking I'm gonna make a different mistake at some point and have to apologize again. It's effing mortifying. No, I mean, it shouldn't be mortifying to admit you were wrong about something. I guess it shouldn't be. Hey, are we ready to party? Yeah, let's do it. So, are we good for now? I guess. Can I still use the prodigy thing you said earlier? Huh? Yeah, knock yourself out. She's too dumb to realize that. She's just dumb. Min hides behind a tree with her Nerf gun, waiting for her cue. How has your pack helped balance the ecosystem here? We prevent the elk population from exploding and overgrazing. Before we were introduced, many biologists were concerned about eroding and plants dying off. Unfortunately, many ranchers and hunters don't understand this. In fact, the state of Ohio is planning to kill hundreds of wolves this winter. This is where we always screw up and have to start over. Every time Akarsha makes eye contact with Krissa, she starts laughing. Mom, lift green, I'm scared. Are we gonna die? Holy shite, she finally did it. Goo goo gaga. Noelle's eyes twitches as she recites her next line. Who is this adorable little thing? This is our wolf puppy. Normally mated pairs produce a litter per year, but we adopted her. We love her so much. I'm only 4 months old. Die! Min leaps out from behind the tree and shoots a flurry of Nerf pellets at Akarsha. No, I only kill a very small number of cattle per year. Akarsha goes down and Min continues shooting her arse with the Nerf gun. No, our innocent puppy. Mwahaha. I'll be back to kill the rest of you. Min runs off screen, leaving Krissa and Liz crying very unconvincingly over Akarsha's body. How could this happen? If only we were still on the endangered species list. Noelle turns solemnly to the camera. Today, I learned that delisting of gray wolves from the endangered species list would have devastating consequences. And that's a wrap. Finally, we've been here for 6 hours. Oh lord, it's not even their project. And we may have just produced the worst video ever. Relieved to be back in their regular clothes, Min looks around. Seems like people are packing up. Chris and Liz are staring at the decimated tree stump. What happened to this? It looks like a cannonball hit it. Beats me. I should probably keep my mouth shut. Well, I suppose it's not our problem. Speaking of problems, what do you think of your afternoon as an irresponsible person? It was even more tiring than being responsible. Did you see them knock the tent down the hill? Yeah, I just ignored it. Me too. We probably could have finished a couple of hours ago if we just wrangled them like we normally do. Yep, man, I thought I was really onto something. Min turns and walks away, but to her surprise, she hears footsteps running up behind her. Wait, Min! Min stops to let her catch up. What? I couldn't help but overhear some of what you were saying to Diya at the lake. Liz scribbles something on a scrap of paper and hands it to Min like a doctor giving a prescription. You need to go on the internet. The internet? Min scrutinizes the scrap of paper. It says genderfork.com. It's a blog you might like. How the hell would you know what I like? I'm trans. Huh? I mean, not that being genderqueer is necessarily the same as being trans, but I'm here if you ever like to talk. Have fun. Aw. Liz pats Min on the head and leaves her standing there clutching the little scrap of paper in absolute shock. I guess I should look it up when I get home. The tent flap's already open. Min climbs inside. To her surprise, Akarsha's already there. Shh, look. She points to Noelle, who's sound asleep in the sleeping bag. Zzz. Damn, she must have been pretty tired to just conk out like this. Listen, I have the biggest brain in the world. Akarsha gleefully lies down on the ground next to Noelle. Help me braid our hair together. I have short hair, dipshite. Do I look like I know how to braid hair? Can't do it myself. It's too hard when I'm lying down like this. Come on, pretty please. God, when you talk like that, I just want to smash your head with a rock. Min crawls over and grabs a lock of Akarsha and Noelle's hair in each hand. It's easy. You just gotta split it into 3 strands and alternate which one goes on top. Like this? Confused, Min just randomly twists their hair together. The instant she lets go, the braid loosens and unravels. Shite. Noelle scowls in her sleep as Min tries again. Akarsha! Akarsha and Min freeze, but Noelle just turns on her side, mumbling to herself. Just because it's suitable for all large primates doesn't mean you should eat it. What is she dreaming about? Esther sticks her head in the tent. Can you hand me my backpack? Wait, what are you guys doing? Psst, help. Esther, do you know how to braid hair? Esther assesses the situation for a moment before shrugging. Okay, why not? Thank you. After a few minutes, Esther manages to weave Akarsha and Noelle's hair into one giant messy braid. You did it! I wonder when she's gonna realize. Noelle stirs on the sleeping bag. Her head gets jerked back by her hair, which is now bound to Akarsha's. She blearily rubs her eyes. Bonjour. Noelle bolts upright, screaming. Ah! What's wrong, Frenchman? Bad hair day? Akarsha! Why? Get me out of here! Whoa, calm down. Calm down. You literally attacked me in my sleep. I mean, you can just unbraid it. It's not that bad. Yeah, tons of people in the world have it way worse than you. Shut up. I hate all of you. She surges towards Esther and Min with an aura that can only be described as murderous. Akarsha calmly lies back down, dragging Noelle down with her. Ah! I'll hold her back. Run. Nice knowing you. Bye. Bro, I'll never forget your sacrifice. Esther and Min make their escape. Inside the tent, there's a muffled scream followed by a crash. The tent stakes pop out of the ground as the tent rolls over and tumbles and goes tumbling down the hill again. Ah! Just let it go. Again. There it goes. Min and Esther peer down in the bottom of the hill, where Noelle, Akarsha, and the tent have landed in a tangled heap. Suddenly, something dawns on Esther as she straightens up, her eyes shining. I can use this! In my comic, it totally fixes the part I was stuck on. The hell kind of story are you writing where you can even use this? Some kind of camping disaster? You don't understand. It's perfect. I gotta write this down. Isn't your sketchbook and everything down there, though? Inside your backpack? Crap, you're right. I guess I'll go grab it. Esther sighs and head down the hills to retrieve her things. I don't really get it, but good for her. Okay. Grace is trying to squeeze the costumes back into her bag. Hey, Min, do you know if your brother's single? Oh, great. Do you think you can introduce us? I mean, I'm not sure he even likes girls. Oh, darn. What exactly do you like about him? He's so cute. He looks like G-Dragon. Do you like my brother just because he's Korean? What? Can you chill out a bit with the whole Korea thing? Sorry, I just get so excited about K-pop. Liking K-pop is fine, but just be normal about it. I guess she would have usually not said something, but now her new found reflection is like, I'll say something about it. Sorry. You don't have to keep apologizing. It's annoying. As long as you get it. Okay, yeah, I'll be normal now. I mean, yeah, don't fetishize other people's skin color. Diya is watching the water. When Min joins her, Diya tilts her head at her. You said this place was cursed, right? Min sighs and wraps her arms around Diya's waist. Yeah. Diya rests her head against Min's, her long lashes tickling Min's skin as she blinks. What if we uncursed it? Huh? How? By making new memories together. Diya hugs her tighter, squishing Min's face directly into her chest. Oh, it's so soft. I love you. Min's mind is such a state of disarray that it takes her a second to process what Diya is saying. In her Herculean feat of self-control, she manages to stop rubbing her face against Diya's chest and meet her gaze. Wait, you know what that means? Diya nods, her cheek tinged pink. It was in a lot of the K-pop songs that Grace played. So I asked her, and I found out what it really meant. Sorry I lied to you. No, it makes me happy you wanted me to say it. Because I do love you. Even now that you know what an asshole I am. You think I didn't know that before? Yeah, at this point she also would have picked up on that. I guess I was always hitting and threatening people. You were! Then why do you still like me? God knows. Because you're also really brave and resilient and cool. I feel like the world tries to make people into certain shapes. But you fight it on purpose. You try as hard as you can, and I think that's amazing. And subconsciously, I think I understood. Understood what? You're always telling me you'll protect me and kill the people who hurt me because you wish someone did that for you. Min is stunned, speechless. It feels like a curtain was suddenly pulled back on something shameful and hidden, exposing it to the blazing sun. But Diya doesn't flinch away, just gazes into her eyes. I love you. Blinking hard, Min smiles back at her. I love you too. Teach me how to say it? That seems very long. Man, that's a mouthful. Nan unai kata likiren. I love you. I love you. Yeah, I guess she's like, yeah, I see the bad parts of you, but I see the good parts of you and how hard you're trying to be better, and that's what makes me love you. That's fine, I guess. Noelle, 5th grade. Saturday Chinese school. The phrase is mirror. Noelle copies down the unfamiliar characteristics on the board stroke by stroke. What did it look like again? What? No! I feel caught. I feel called out. Let's do it till we get it right. Noelle writes it down, then checks it against the writing on the board. I got it wrong. No, you didn't. Don't worry about it. We got it right. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We got it right. I got it right. Now for the next one. Alright, let me focus. The phrase is admit. Okay. You should already know. Recognize. Oh my gosh. Mean to bear or to carry. This would be easier if Chinese words use an alphabet like most languages. It infuriates me how you can't tell how a Chinese character is pronounced by the way it looks. Facts. You're forced to learn every single word twice, how it sounds and what it looks like. It's wildly inefficient. A couple hours into the lesson, a kid towards the back of the room raises his hand. Teacher, how many Chinese characters are there? At least 80,000. 80,000? Don't worry, most educated people only know about 8,000. 8,000 is still a mind-boggling number. Okay, I didn't have to memorize the other ones. After school, Noelle does her weekly packet of Chinese homework at the kitchen table. I spent every Saturday since kindergarten tediously memorizing a few characters at a time, but it's barely even made a dent. After all these years, I can't even read a book or a newspaper. Oh, damn. At this pace, it'll be hard to imagine I'll ever be able to. Noelle, what is this? Noelle looked up at her mom holding the sample packet of pads and tampons she got from school. Oh, that's from the Seg Ed talks we had in class. The girls receive a presentation about menstruation. The school gave you this? It's not even condoms. Calm down. Using the tampon is the same as having sex. It's not. That's not what the teacher giving the talk said. It's just a tool for observing blood. No, you'll be able to feel it the whole time, and it goes into... Her mom can't even bear to say it. Okay, Mom. It's the same as having eggs with a man. Maybe the man you're sleeping with. The woman giving the talk said plenty of girls use it. American girls get their period so early because they're thinking... Okay, do we have to spread this misinformation? This is all wrong. For anyone watching this, do not believe this. This is all wrong, and I wish you had a PDA after this to make sure that people know, so I'm just going to say it. It's not the same. This is not true. At a young age, it's not natural. False. You shouldn't be thinking about these things until you're married. False. After throwing away the immoral tampons, false, her mom goes off to the living room to watch a Chinese variety show. It's hard growing up trusting very little of your parents' judgment. Facts. My mom doesn't believe in mental illness, which is false, yet genuinely believes in superstitions like auspicious dates, and no amount of proof or argument can sway her. It's Chinese society just decades behind the West. I've yet to meet any white person whose mind works this way. Noelle glances over at the show her mom is watching. Colorful words and cartoons fly across the screen as cheesy sound effects play. So tacky. It's one of those shows where they interview a panel of foreigners who can barely speak Mandarin. Noelle cringes as silly boing noises are overlaid over the host's jokes. They're just laughing at the foreigners for not understanding the questions they've been asked. Why is this so popular, so juvenile and embarrassing? I feel like I'm losing brain cells just listening to this. Disgusted, Noelle returns to scrutinizing the impenetrable paragraph of Chinese she's supposed to be analyzing for homework. What am I even going to use Chinese for? Watching drivel like that? I have no interest in the backwards culture that produced my pathetic, narrow-minded parents. Ooh, she's fierce. When a commercial break comes on, she throws down her pencil. I want to quit Chinese school. Her mom rolls around from the couch, alarmed. What? Why? I hate it. It always takes up my entire Saturday. They assign so much homework every week on top of the regular homework I get from school. Noelle's dad looks up disapprovingly from the newspaper he's reading. Well, you can't quit. What kind of Chinese person can't even speak Chinese? I mean, why didn't you just introduce her to Chinese verbally, like, as she was growing up? Like, that's like the life hack. That's like the cheat. Just like you taught her English, you should have been bilingual in the household. Instead of just waiting till she's older and then trying to force her to read, like, you should have been speaking it to her if you cared that much. We'll lose face if you don't learn. Other people will think we're bad parents. You are bad parents. Not just for that reason, but for more important reasons. Why does it matter what other people think? I'm the one whose limited time is being sucked away by it. My opinion should be the one that matters the most. No, you have to listen to your parents. It's for your own good. You're too young to understand. Almost nothing drives Noelle up the wall more than being told she's not old enough to understand something. Stop treating me like some feeble-minded little kid. I read at college level already. It doesn't matter. You don't have the life experience yet. Some things you can only know from being as old as your parents are. What, so just because you're older than me, you're automatically smarter than I am? Yes, I don't accept that. It's your culture. You can't just throw it away. Yes, I can. It's poorly constructed, archaic language. That's not true. If it's so bad, how come it's worked for thousands of years? You should take more pride in your culture. What's there to be proud of? I'm stuck learning the worst, most pointlessly complicated language in the world. Exasperated, Noelle's parents exchange a look. You're still going to Chinese school. We already paid for your classes this year. Can I quit at the end of the year then? If you feel this way by the end of the year, fine. You can quit. I can? Huh? No, she can't. Think about it. If she goes to Chinese school with that kind of attitude, she won't learn anything anyway. It's impossible to teach someone who doesn't want to be educated. We might as well at least save the money. True. If someone is really against it, even if you force them, they're not gonna... Exactly. That's how I feel about coding. Like, I really don't enjoy it, and I try to learn enough just to pass my homework and my projects, but I really hate it, and I just don't want to process and learn it. It's just not my thing. Yes, the end of the year is pretty far away, but at least the end is in sight now. Quitting Chinese school would significantly free up my schedule. I could probably read a few more books every week. See, at least she still wants to learn and be educated. She just doesn't want to learn something she's not interested in. It'll be so worth it. When I'm older, I'll be so thankful that I quit. Noelle is so elated that she doesn't even mind being dragged to the 99 Ranch with her mom. I like that story. A trip she normally gripes is a waste of time. See, and you built this child who is literally like, everything that's not steady is a waste of time, or something. As they browse the fishball aisle, her mom, Nokia, rings. She quickly brings it to her ear. Hello? There's a pause. Her mom's face falls. What is it? Amma passed away. Oh. I know I should be sad, but I haven't seen my grandma for years. I never had a real conversation with her before. It's like being told a stranger died. 9th grade. Spring break. Noelle isn't allowed to close her bedroom door, so she's on high alert as she uses the computer. It sounds like my mother's busy washing vegetables in the kitchen. Here's my chance. Noelle quickly searches homosexuality on Wikipedia. I skimmed this page once as research after Akarsha started insisting Diya and Min-seo were romantically involved. or Seo. But I'm positive there is no mention of it being possible for two women to have sexual relations. I would have remembered it. Okay. Let's see. This one makes the most sense. Noelle scrolls through the page. Most of this page just details historical lesbian relationships. They live such tragic, tortured lives. I hope Diya knows what she signed up for. Oh, geez. Before the 19th century, the word lesbian referred to any derivative or aspect of lesbos, including a type of wine. In 1890, however, the term was used in a medical dictionary as an adjective to describe tribadism as lesbian love, sexual gratification of two women by simulating intercourse. What on earth is tribadism? Is this the finger thing Min-seo was referring to? Oh dear. The page opens. At the top, there is a simple illustration of two naked women scissoring. What is this? This is so risque. Noelle breaks into a feverish sweat as she reads the page as quickly as possible. Then, in a panic, Noelle closes the tab, erases her web history, and shuts her computer down. Min-seo was right. I can't believe it. Should such erotic content be allowed on Wikipedia? Anyone can read it. I must destroy all evidence that I've visited the page. Should I uninstall the browser, delete my user profile, perhaps set the computer on fire for good measure? Oh dear. This better not awaken anything in me. Oh dear. Noelle jumps in her chair as she receives a text. Do we want to see the other ones? I bet we do. Okay, let's do this one, which is probably the worst one in terms of things popping up on her computer. The link leads to a more general page called Human Sexual Intercourse. To Noelle's disgust, it features a painting of a man and a woman copulating. This is repulsive. I'd rather not stay on this page for long. Sexual intercourse, commonly referred to as the act in which a male reproductive organs enters the woman's reproductive tract. In recent years, penetration of non-sexual organs or by non-sexual organs are also sometimes included in this definition. What on earth is the finger thing Min-seo was referring to? It is. I might have to denote this as for mature audiences only, just because of this one part. The page opens. At the top, there's a simple illustration of a naked woman stroking the genitals of another woman. What is this? This is so risque! Okay, so this is probably the same. Yeah. Okay, let's just go ahead and do the last one. Much of the page is devoted to history and modern-day oppression of gay men. There's methods of sodomy being criminalized, along with an image of ancient Greek pottery depicting of two nude men embracing that Noelle scrolls past very quickly. Wait, this might be something. Anthropologists Stephen Murray and Will Rocuse reported that women in Lesotho engage in socially sanctioned long-term erotic relationships. What exactly do they mean by erotic? They need to be more descriptive. Oh dear. She clicks on the citation, but the source is a book called Boy Wives and Female Husbands, Studies of African Homosexualities. There's no way the library carries this book. Noelle scrolls through the page, but there's no mention of the erotic relationships. This is a dead end. I could try Googling it, but it might bring up obscene results. Okay, so I ended up doing, I think this one. Okay, so we get, best of both worlds when just the first one. Alright, now we're back to where we were. Check your phone. Is it just me, or does King DDD look kinda zuggy in this drawing? Okay. Anyone else? Hello? Anyone care to raise a hand? You're insane. Would anyone else hit it? Hello? Noelle, banging on your door. If you would King DDD, a penguin. You're braver than the U.S. Marines. Diya has left the chat room. Min has left the chat room. Welp, why are you like this? I'm so bored. I've been stuck at home all day. Unfortunately for you, I can't entertain you for long either. Have to leave for the airport soon. Oh yeah, you're visiting Taiwan, right? How long are you going to be there again? I'll be there for the entire week. My mom and I will return Sunday afternoon. My dad is staying for an additional week there for business purposes. Can I still message you when you're there? Do you have to use a VPN or something? No, as long as I have access to the internet, we should be able to chat like usual. Really? But isn't there like hella censorship? No, there's nothing like that in Taiwan. It's not as if I'm going to China. Right. Also, what's the difference between China and Taiwan again? Shot. I mean, I know Taiwan's an island, but is it like, you said you were shot, yet you're still talking like nothing happened? Its own country? I have high pain tolerance. No, you don't. Anyway, I tried to ask in geography class once and everyone started laughing. Everyone started arguing because it's a political question. Whether Taiwan is part of China or a separate country is an extremely controversial issue. Why though? To be honest, I'm not clear on the details. As I understand it, the dispute is the result of a civil war that was never properly resolved. Huh? So, are you Taiwanese or Chinese? Or both? Well, I went to Chinese school as a kid, and my parents told me Chinese folktales. Is that how it works? Just because I speak English doesn't mean I'm English. To be frank, I'm floundering because I've never given it any thought. LOL, oops. I didn't mean to give you an identity crisis. Even if I say I'm Taiwanese, hardly anyone knows what that means, even other East Asians. That kind of sounds like how most Americans don't really get Desi identities. How so? Like, they think about it based on country, like you're Pakistani or Indian, etc., but the countries weren't split on racial lines. Like an Indian Punjabi isn't really the same ethnicity as an Indian Guju. But it's all the same to non-Desis because they don't know the difference, LOL. Oh, you're right. I don't know the difference. Wait, I know. The answer to what you are. What is it? You're French. Because you're Frenchman. That doesn't help me at all. No. Yeah, I feel like unless you're like involved in a lot of culture or things like that, you don't really know the difference because you didn't really have to know. So later that day, Noelle sits in the backseat as her dad drives them to the airport. You're gonna pay for that airport parking? She sees a flash of rage when she sees a passing car sporting a proud parent of an honor roll student bumper sticker. Excuse me. Why would you brag about such an unremarkable accomplishment on your car? You're supposed to be on the honor roll. It's like buying a bumper sticker that says, "My child breathes air." Oh gosh. My parents would never even bother mentioning such a banal thing. Okay, calm down. Noelle's mom squints at the airport signage as it passes them by. Noelle, watch the signs for us. Why me? I don't even know how to drive. You were born here. You read faster than us. Alright. How is it that after living here for 20 years, they still haven't mastered English? Didn't you just talk about how you were in Chinese school for like... what grade was that? Well, for like 5 years and still couldn't read a paragraph? My mom can't even speak English well enough to carry a conversation with a stranger. Okay, that is a bit extreme. Well, I guess it depends on what conversation you're trying to have, I guess. Like casual versus... But the way she makes it seem like she can't even carry a casual conversation. But also, if you shelter yourself in your, like, native community or, like, you know, if you don't expose yourself to a lot of people that speak English, you could get away with it, even in America. Like how, you know, when you go to other countries, if you just end up only talking to people that speak English, then you don't need to even learn the, same difference. What have they been doing this whole time? Berating you? Which way is parking? Which lane? Just follow the arrows. Turn right. See, even though I have a PhD, ever since you were in 2nd grade, you could read highway signs faster than me. Good thing we have Noelle with us. The signs go by so fast. Noelle's dad scratches his head as she directs him through the airport's labyrinthian roads. Where is it? I feel like we're just going in circles. We're not. See that sign there? The parking's past the cargo area. Do I turn here? Noelle's heart stops as her dad starts to turn into a street labeled with "Do Not Enter." Okay, but those signs are typically red and just sound like you shouldn't. It says "Do Not Enter. Keep straight." Oh. Her dad swerves sharply to stay in the lane. Noelle massages her temples, her heart pounding. Surrounded by illiterate idiots. Why does it rest on me, a literal child, to ensure we don't drive into oncoming traffic? They have endless energy when it comes to obsessing over my studies. Why can't they work on their own English instead? As the car rolls into the parking lot, Noelle jolts up in her seat. Wait, this isn't the correct garage. Turn around. Huh? How do you know? The sign says premium parking. Premium means something of exceptional quality, superior. So, isn't that good? Not right now when we're looking for a regular run-of-the-mill parking lot. In this context, premium parking means special parking that's more expensive. Oh, make a U-turn. We're going to miss our flight. Okay, but also, why did you not get there at least 2 hours before? Whatever. Noelle mom sighs as the car makes a series of turns. This would have been easier if you could talk to us in Chinese. This would have been easier if your English was better too. Exactly, it works both ways! Noelle crosses her arms in the backseat, fuming. Why am I the one responsible for making sure we're not separated by a language barrier? You were the ones who chose to move here in the first place. Wow, she's very salty. I mean, she makes good points, but she is just salty. And let me guess, she's going to experience what her parents experienced in Taiwan, because a lot of things are going to be in Taiwanese or Chinese, and she's going to be the one looking dumb because she quit Chinese school. But that's how it be. Sometimes people need to live through it in order to understand it, even though some people can just understand by being explained. But some people can be more empathetic, basically. Some people don't need to experience it to be empathetic. But whatever. We're 4 hours and 12 minutes into this, y'all. And I'm just like, so over it. Noelle and her parents take a taxi from the airport to an alley lined with parked scooters. This must be Ah Gong's apartment. We're staying there for the week. Her mom presses the buzzer. We're here. Come in. After huffing and puffing up 4 stories of stairs, Noelle is drenched in sweat. Hey, yay, you're finally here. Chunhua, you've grown so big. Yeah, I must have been in elementary school the last time you saw me. This must be one of my cousins. Noelle, don't be rude. Introduce yourself in Chinese. Hi, Mary One, I for Li Ying. My pronunciation is so atrocious. I don't know if they can even understand me. What'd you say? Liar and Lei Ling. Can I just talk in English? Algon doesn't speak English. He only knows Japanese, Taiwanese, and Mandarin. Even the Mandarin he's nearly forgotten. Da An Yi gestures at her daughter. She's wearing thick glasses and carrying a huge brick of a book. Noelle, you speak English with Chunhua? She went to college in America, so she's very happy practice speaking. Yes, you can tell me literature. Is that the name she chose for herself? Oh, did I read that wrong? Oh, you can call me literature. Is that a name she chose for herself? Chinese people have such an odd taste in English names. That's right. Chunhua is fine. We are the same ages, right? Who do you think is more tall? Chunhua eagerly stands back to back with Noelle so the others can judge. Wait, you're standing on your tippy toes. That's cheating. Huh? No, I am not. Wow, you two are the exact same height. They're both skin and bones. They really are cousins. One US version, one Taiwan version. Noelle glances at Chunhua and realizes with a start that she's right. It's like meeting a version of myself from a universe where my parents never went to America. A stranger with my face. You sure I'm not taller? Yes, we sure. That must be Taiwanese. Wait, Chunhua gives an affectionate hug as Noelle awkwardly watches from the sidelines. Meanwhile, the adults launch into an animated conversation in Taiwanese. I wonder what they're talking about. My Taiwanese is even worse than my Mandarin. I don't know a single word. Actually, wait, isn't Angong Taiwanese? They didn't cover it in Chinese school. Could it be a term exclusively used in Taiwan? It's really a special sort of confusion, not knowing what language you're speaking. Da Anyi leads Noelle's parents to the spare bedroom so they can put their luggage away. This reminds me of how I used to assume Japanese curry was a Chinese dish because my mom made it regularly. If you have a distant relationship with your parents, your culture becomes a nebulous cloud. Is it Chinese to believe pseudoscience? Is it Chinese to have an outdated and sexist worldview? Or is that just my parents and my particular? How do I distinguish between things particular to my life and Chinese culture? Google, I guess? Or make other friends in the culture? Chunhua brightly takes a seat next to Noelle. Anything you have questions about, you can ask me. Okay. What are you reading? It's a Chinese translation of a Russian novel. It's called in English. What? It's called in English, I don't know. Something brothers? They're brothers and it's Russian? The brothers Kamarov? Yes, that sounds correct. I've read it before too. This is exciting. I never met anyone else my age who's read it. Did you like it? The religious themes were a little interest to me, but I found some of the other ideas thought-provoking. For example, it argues that humans are so deeply shaped by others that everyone bears some sort of responsibilities for the sins of everyone else. I don't like that. Everything we do is the result of a huge interwoven chain reaction of human interactions, and as a result, a crime is never truly one person's fault. It's a societal failure. To Noelle's disappointment, Chunhua nods, looking lost. I see. I guess what I said was beyond her English level. I need to scale back to a simpler topic. Do you like reading? I like reading. Are you nerdy? The sudden question baffles Noelle. Yes, I suppose so. Good, me too. On the wall, there's even a photo of me that what? Actually, I changed my mind. Don't look too much at the photos on the wall. They're embarrassing. What else do you want to know? Are you sure? There's really nothing else you would rather know? Tell me about the photos. Okay, if you're sure. They go over to look at the photos on the wall. The first one's of Agong and Chunhua at the park. There's a small chestnut-colored warbler sitting on Chunhua's arm. That bird at the park, we found him abandoned. It was because he fell out of his nest and broke his wing. After it got better, we taught him to fly so he could go back to the wild. I see. That's very noble of you. It was Angong's idea. He's quiet, but he is so nice, actually. He seemed very close to your grandpa. Your grandpa? He's your grandpa, too. Oh, that's right. To hide her embarrassment, Noelle quickly moves on to the next photo. It looks old. A swarm of small children are building a sandcastle as smiling adults look on in the background. This is me, Wan Ping, and Wang Zong. Wan Ping and Wang Zong are my older cousins. They're my uncle's children. Wang Zong's working right now. Too bad Wang Ping is traveling right now, or else we could have hung out. Where is he visiting? Japan. It's his honeymoon. Honeymoon? Did he get married? Yes, a month ago. Oh, I had no idea. And the picture behind us is, Juju, Angong, and Ama? We didn't knew it, but that weekend was our last one with Meh. I can't help but feel jealous they had any weekends together. While she was spending every Saturday with her cousins and grandparents, I was at school struggling to learn an entire language so I could even begin to communicate with them. Chunhua reluctantly gestures at the last photo, which she was clearly saving for last. And this one is of me with my anime figures. Haha. Oh, so that's what she meant by nerdy. It's alright, I have a good friend who's interested in this sort of thing too. Really? And she's American? Yes. She sounds cool. I want to meet her. You do? Once Noelle turns away from the photos, Choo-ha points to a framed certificate hanging on the wall behind her. You should look at this award too. It's your mom's. What, really? Yeah, in college she won a bunch of poetry contests. She was even in the newspaper. I had no idea. This is going to sound extremely mean, but I never suspected my mom had any sort of creative talent. All I've ever known her was a strict, closed-minded housewife. Here, you should read her things. She's very skilled. Chunwal pulls a magazine out from the cabinet and flips it open to a page of poetry. It's probably in... See what I mean? Some people just have a way with words. She probably can't read it. It's a big waste she quit. I guess there wasn't enough reason to keep doing it over in America. Noelle stares blankly at her mom's poem. I can't read any of it. Called it. Oh, I can't find about... Oh, hold on. Oops. That evening, Noelle and her parents walked to the subway. I wanna see the dialogue for the area. Tell me about the surrounding area. Let's look outside. Oh, 7-Eleven. Chun-ha goes over the window and points as Noelle peers outside at the street below. That way is my house. Me and my mom, we walk over all the time. You must live pretty close by if you're able to come on foot. Yes, we are only a few streets away from Onggong. Every weekend, me and my cousins spend here. That's so different from my experience. When you are all settled, the 7-Eleven, we go and grab breakfast. Breakfast from 7-Eleven? What, you've ever had it? It's good. It is? It won't be all greasy? What? No, they have fresh tea, eggs, hot yams, oden. If you want a pre-packaged breakfast, they'll heat it for you too. In America, it's not like that? No, American 7-Elevens are just junk food stores. Chun-hwa points at the train as it rushes by. There's a train station near us. We take it a lot. You don't use the car to get around? Not much. When we can't use the train, we ride our scooter. What else do you want to know? Okay. Yeah, the 7-Elevens, at least in Japan, were much nicer than ours. Okay. That evening, Noelle and her parents walked to the subway. Here's our train. We should reach the night market in a few stops. Ugh, I hate taking public transport. The trains are always filthy and poorly maintained. Probably not here, though. As they board the MRT carriage, Noelle steels herself for the stench of vomit, urine, and cigarettes she's grown to expect from American subways. But to her amazement, the car's shiny floor and seats look so squeaky clean you can eat off of them. It's absolutely spotless. Pleasantly surprised, she sits beside her parents in a gleaming plastic seat. Shipai Station. She can actually clearly hear what they're saying. It's not indiscriminate mumbling like on BART. An LCD screen right across from her neatly displays the names of the previous, current, and next stations. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Her phone buzzes. Her heart leaps when she sees that it's Akarsha. Why did you send this? I thought you liked me. Even if I hypothetically did like you, why would I want to see this awful picture of you? Personally, I think it's very hot and sexy of me to play video games while little kids at Fry's Electronics and lose. Games against little kids. Is that what you're doing? Nah, I'm back home now playing the game I bought. It's called Portal. Dude, you'd love it. I don't play computer games. No, you'd love it, trust me. It's not like the other games where you're some guy shooting stuff. You're a girl and it's a puzzle game. It's in a science research facility. Oh? I'll give you the CD. Just play it. I'll consider it after I return from my trip. Oh yeah, you're in Taiwan. What are you up to right now? She just told you like yesterday. How do you keep forgetting? I'm riding the subway with my parents. How is that? I hope they aren't giving you a hard time. Actually, ever since we arrived in Taipei, they've been in a good spirits. I've never seen my mother so relaxed before. She must be happy to be back to see her family. Oh dang, that's good. We're on the way to the night market right now. I feel paranoid that everyone can tell I'm a foreigner. LOL, I get what you mean. When I'm in India, they can tell I'm American before I even open my mouth. Just from the way I carry myself. Her mom sighs as Noelle taps out her response on her phone. There you are, addicted to your phone. How am I addicted? Compared to other teenagers, I barely use it. You spend so much time talking to your friends, but friendships are only temporary. As soon as it's inconvenient, they'll all disappear. After I moved to America for your future, not a single one kept in touch with me. The only people you can trust is your family, and I was so far away from all of mine. I mean, well, I won't. The life of an immigrant is a lonely one. She hoping I'm going to console her or thank her for making such a brutal sacrifice for my sake. It was her own decision as a full-grown adult to move here. It wasn't up to me. Her mom sighs heavily and stares out the window. That's a message she's always trying to impart on me. I'm lonely because of you. Noelle watches the scenery fly by. After half an hour, the train arrives at their destination precisely on time. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep going. Let's look for clothes. You need new ones. But I had plenty of clothes already. They all have holes in them. You should just throw them away already. Noelle browses through a sea of clothing racks with her parents. A hideous pair of beige pants catches her eyes. This would complement many items in my wardrobe. She turns it over in her hand, searching for its price tag, but it's missing. I also like how the game dev was like, these are terrible pants, but the character likes it. I'm gonna ask how much these trousers are. Do you know how? Are you serious? Of course I know how. Miffed, she marches up to the stall's cashier and shows her the pants. Light, I ask how much are these pants? $200. That's only about $7. What a bargain. I waste buy this. What'd you say? I stumbled over the pronunciation. This. I want to buy this. Okay. Ashamed, Noelle doesn't dare speak another word as the cashier bags her purchase. Simply superb. After 6 years of Chinese school, I still can't speak, read, or write Mandarin. She finds a way back to her parents, who are just finishing up their purchase at the neighboring stall. I'm hungry. Let's go get dinner at the food court. What for? The food stalls are all over the place. We can just eat as we shop. No, I want to properly sit down somewhere and have a meal. Noelle follows her parents down the flight of stairs to the underground food court. It's a bizarre space that reminds Noelle of a mirror maze. They sit down at a stall and Noelle scans the menu, which is conveniently printed directly on the surface of the table. Something chicken, something soup. Noelle has to pick her dish based on the picture like a toddler would. Do you know what you're getting? I will order the oyster omelet. It's seldom seen in America, so I should take the chance to eat it here. As the stall worker comes over and takes her parents' orders, Noelle mentally recites hers, determined not to be rendered an inarticulate child again. I know this. This is kindergarten level vocabulary. I want oyster omelet. This sounds a tad crude, though, in English. I normally say something more like, I like to have the oyster omelet. What do you want to order? I want oyster omelet. The woman jots down her order on a pad of paper, nodding. Are you American-born Chinese? Huh? My Chinese was that bad? I am. I could tell, I guess from your accent, so heavy. Noelle's mom sighs as the woman walks off to prepare their meals. All those years of Chinese school, wasted. I mean, she still managed to order, right? Their food arrives within minutes. Noelle tries a gooey spoonful of her oyster omelet. It's delicious. You would never guess it only costs $3. Really? Let me try. Her parents each taste a spoonful of the oyster omelet and shrug, unimpressed. This is below average. I had way better ones around here before. Yeah, this isn't really what it's supposed to taste like. Well, I'm never here, so I couldn't have known that. Annoyed now, Noelle takes another bite of her oyster omelet. This is the best thing I've ever eaten. Damn! I should find out what this place is called so I can find it again. I mean, if she's happy, she's happy. She looks up at the name of the stall, but it's in Chinese. I can't read it. I better savor it while it lasts. This omelet, I can only taste once. I mean, I'd be like, okay, so take me to a place with a better one then. But then maybe the better one has like a more bitter taste or something and she wouldn't like it. All too soon, it's over. Noelle sighs as they get up to continue shopping. You should have tried harder to convince me to learn Chinese. Oh dear. Are you serious? We told you not to quit so many times. But you never properly explained why it's so important not to. All you did was give me condescending lectures about how I was too young to understand why it mattered, and how I'd been an embarrassment if I didn't learn. English is our second language. It's hard to explain things to you. And it's true, you are an embarrassment. Last week I saw our neighbor's son Michael mowing the lawn, and he greeted me in Chinese. See, that's what happens when you listen to your parents. Michael goes to Taiwan with his family every summer. That's the reason he's more fluent, not because not because he was a superior child to me. Why didn't we visit Taiwan more often when I was younger? That alone would have made me more interested in learning. I feel like I've been trying to understand Chinese culture by looking at it through a soda straw until now. You think we didn't want to visit Taiwan more too? The airplane tickets are expensive. We have to save up for years just for one trip. Oh. But even so, you should have done more to show me that speaking Mandarin could be a positive experience. Why do you always speak to me in English even though you couldn't fully express yourselves in that language? If you conversed with me in Chinese from a young age, I would have naturally picked it up from daily use. That's what I think anyway. We thought you'd have an accent if we did. We were worried you wouldn't fit in at school. Oh dear. But that's ridiculous. There's no way I would have developed an accent when everyone else I interacted with spoke English. I would have grown up bilingual without any ill effects. Resigned, her dad shrugs. Well, too late now. What can you do? Yeah, too late now. Although, that does remind me, I feel like I told this story before, but when I was younger, I was raised around people, who spoke English and who spoke Spanish. But instead of picking up Spanish and English, I ended up mushing the languages together and spoken incoherent. It wasn't even broken English mixed with Spanish, alternating the words. I literally meshed the words together to an incomprehensible language. And I would get really upset when people wouldn't understand me and cry and be miserable because no one could understand me. So I ended up having to go to a speech therapist to undo it and just focus on English because my brain could not do it. So it makes sense that most people just grow up multilingual in families like that. But for me, it literally broke my brain and no one could understand me. So, people worried about getting accents. I just literally could not speak. So, guess there's something wrong with my brain, I guess. Noelle and her relatives visit the columbarium housing Amma's ashes. My mom visits this place every time she's in Taiwan. Noelle follows her grandpa into a worship hall. I feel like this is now going into the story is just oh, we're just trying to expose people to different cultures now, because I feel like this is very far removed from the original point of the story. Well, I won't say point of the story, but you know what I mean. It's about, Asian Americans playing baseball and falling in love. This whole scenario is definitely a tangent compared to that. But it's nice to be exposed to other cultures and stuff, which is why I like indie games like this. You learn things, that you wouldn't normally learn and see. So I don't mind it. I just wanted to point that out. We crossed an ocean to see my grandpa, and I've barely spoken a word to him. It's not out of lack of interest. He must have lived a fascinating life. He's the only grandparent I have left. But how do you gain access to the heart of a stranger? Where do you even begin with? Tell me about yourself? Who says that to their own grandfather? It would sound like a job interview. Even if I knew what I wanted to say, what am I capable of saying in Chinese or understanding? Today is Sunday. I'm a student. She watches Chunhua take a lotus petal from a glass bowl and offer it to the giant Buddhas. Noelle, we're going to pray for Amma. Take a flower petal from the bowl over there. Can I pray in English? If you have to. Unsure what she's supposed to do, Noelle does her best to imitate her parents. Hello, Buddha. I seriously doubt that you exist, but I'm sure Amma was a wonderful woman. Chunhua deposits her lotus petal into the bowl before the Buddhas, her eyes shining with tears. I miss Amma. To Noelle's surprise, her aunt embraces Chunhua like it's the most natural thing in the world. They're so comfortable with each other. Is that how mothers and daughters are supposed to be? When I look at my mother, the first emotion I feel is stress. Noelle deposits her lotus petal in the bowl and enjoys Agon, who's waiting to the side. He smiles awkwardly at her as they stand together in silence. What should I do? Just don't do anything. Just space out. Try to build a relationship in broken Mandarin. Tell him I like reading and my favorite color is green. Hey, Diya's parents don't even know her favorite color, so be making progress. Or do I let the moment pass me by, say nothing, and remain strangers? Am I a terrible person if that's what I do? Come on, we're going upstairs. After an elevator ride, they arrive at the floor housing her grandma's ashes. Ama's over here. Noelle follows everyone down the hall to one of the niches. The only thing distinguishing it from the others is the tiny name tag on the door. Not that I can read it. Even if I could, I don't know the names of any of my relatives. At this point, I'm too embarrassed to ask. Even Chua's name, I only know by sound. I have no idea what it looks like. Noelle's dad points to the units beside Ama's. Your mom and I bought our spots too. Already? You're only in your 50s. There's a limited number, so we make sure to reserve them before they were all gone. I suppose my parents are fairly old. They didn't manage to have me until their 40s. Same. Going off on the average American life expectancy, they probably have about 25 years left. Sniff. Noelle's mom wipes her eyes as they open the little door of Ama's unit. Will I cry when my mother dies someday? I'm starting to seriously worry that I won't. What kind of monster does that make me? What kind of cold, heartless person cares so little about her own parents? Is there something wrong with me? Did I not just form emotional bonds as deeply as ordinary people do? Oh dear. She's spiraling. When they get back to Ah Gong's apartment, Noelle and her mom begin packing to leave. Are you all flying back tonight? Actually, my dad will be in Taiwan for another week attending to business matters, so my mom and I are flying back alone. 1 week was too short. As Noelle fits the last of her clothes into a roller bag, Chunhua takes a seat, pulling a thick tome out of her backpack. Noelle feels a twinge of sadness as she watches her cousin read her huge, academic-looking textbook. If I had grown up in Taiwan, we probably would have become close. Suddenly, a strange thought occurs to Noelle. If I had grown up here, would my personality have been shaped to something more similar to Chunhua's? How much of my personality is just a product of being raised by an immigrant helicopter mother with no friends or family around to balance her out? Would my mother and I have gotten along? The magazine Chua showed Noelle earlier is still out on the coffee table, taunting her. I'm finished packing, so I have some time to kill before we leave for the airport. Maybe I can translate the poem my mother wrote. Noelle digs her emergency Chinese to English dictionary out of her backpack. As being a petulant baby in elementary school, all I have to do is persevere and power through learning the language properly this time. I'll simply look up each word I don't know and burn its pronunciation and meaning into my memory. Unfortunately, she doesn't know a single word in the poem's first line. After spending 15 minutes pounding 7 words into her memory, her enthusiasm evaporates. This is actually incredibly difficult. I'm not surprised that I have nothing to show for my 6 years of Chinese schools. It feels like the knowledge is just washing over my brain like water over plastic. Is my brain just not wired for this? Could it be genetic? Even after living the majority of their lives in America, my parents haven't mastered English either. It takes another 15 minutes for her to finally overcome the first line of the poem. At last, on to the second line, and I already know all these words. Mirror, flower, water, moon. It's total gibberish. Is this supposed to sound poetic mushed together like that? Mirror, flower, water, moon? Noelle feels the urge to tear the magazines to shreds. Perhaps noticing her hands quaking with barely suppressed rage, Chua peers over Noelle's shoulder to see what she's reading. What's wrong? Nothing. I'm just translating one of my mom's poems. Why don't you ask your mom for help? I'd rather die. Oh, okay. Maybe I can help instead? Where are you stuck? What's this supposed to mean? Oh, that's how do you call it? A saying, like the lesson of a story. Flower in the mirror, water in the moon water. Moon in the water. Pretty much it means something that you can see but never grasp. Like a flower reflected in a mirror or the moon shining on the water surface? Yes, you can't reach your hand through the mirror and take the flower out. That's impossible. You can only look, never have it. I see. So mirror, flower, water, moon is shorthand for something beautiful but unattainable. Pretty much. Da Ai cheers as Noelle's mom manages to zip her bulging suitcase closed. Ready to go to the airport? Let's go. Noelle gives the half-translated poem one last despairing look before flipping the magazine shut. Why don't you take a photo of it? Is that what I've been chasing after this whole time? A flower in the mirror? If only I get straight A's, I'll have a normal relationship with my parents. If only I land a summer internship, I'll have a normal relationship with my parents. If only I become fluent in Chinese, I'll have a normal relationship with my parents. What if it was never possible from the start, no matter what I did? That evening, Noelle asked her mom make landfall. That evening, Noelle and her mom make landfall in California. Instead of driving home from the airport, they take the BART back. Noelle wrinkles her nose as she inhales the stench of vomit, urine, and cigarettes. Dad's car is parked at the airport garage. Why not just drive it home? We wouldn't be able to get gas. It's not safe for women to pump gas. It's so easy for a criminal to grab you and drive away. We live in one of the safest suburbs in the entire U.S. Is that why she's always has my dad pump the gas? Besides, I can't read fast enough. When you're driving on the freeway, the signs pass by so quickly. Noelle reluctantly sits down on a filthy, worn seat with a suspicious brown stain on it. The conductor mumbles something unintelligible over the intercom as the train stops at a station. 6, miss. A breathless man enters the train car just in time before the clothes shut. His eyes frantically scours its interior. Does this train go to Berkeley? It does not. This is the Fremont train. Shite! I need to get off at the next station. As the train continues onward, Noelle notices a puddle of liquid traveling down the floor. What is this? Did someone spill their drink? Ah! Effing nasty! That bitch peed in her seat. What? Disgusted, Noelle recoils and keeps her feet as far as possible from the pee spreading on the floor. So effing gross, effing bitch. Biohazard, please evacuate at the next sec. What's he saying? The urine is a biohazard. We need to get off the train at the next station. They don't do that in other places. Once the doors open again, Noelle and her mom hastily drag their luggage off the train and onto the concrete platform. Maybe we should have driven after all. I don't know Bart was like this. I didn't know Bart was like this. We're still several stops from our destination. Noelle and her mom wait on the bench for the next train to come. 9-car train to Fremont in 6 minutes. Our next train will arrive in 6 minutes. Okay. Good thing I was here with you, or else I wouldn't know what train to take. Exhausted, Noelle stares at the dark line of trees ahead of them. It's cold. Why are we here? Because the hobo lady peed on the floor? That's not what I mean. Why did you move from Taiwan to America? To give you more opportunities. That doesn't make any sense. Taiwan is superior to the U.S. by every conceivable metric, and it's not even close. Taiwan has socialized healthcare, more robust public infrastructure, and one of the lowest poverty rates in the world. Americans live shorter lives. Even worse, they're not as good at math and science. Taiwan was different in the past. All you see is Taiwan now, but it didn't used to be this way. And America was strong. We were scared China was going to invade Taiwan, but they didn't. In all this time that we lived in America, nothing's happened. That's true, but it could have happened. But the plain truth is that it didn't. You could have just stayed put. I could have grown up in Taiwan with Chunhua and the rest of my cousins, and everything would have been fine. But we didn't know that. You think we had a crystal ball telling us the future? Noelle's mom perks up as the train screeches to a stall at the platform. Fruitvale, double blast. Is this our train? No, it's not. Noelle's mom settles grumpily back on the bench. You know how Chua wants to study in America? Yes. I told her not to do it. It's not worth it. I didn't realize how hard it would be. You'll be far from everyone you know, and your kids won't understand what you're talking about. You can't communicate with them. I didn't know that if you have kids in America, your kids will be American. Uh-huh. That wasn't obvious to you? No. Noelle waits with her friends for the baseball club meeting to begin. Alright, we're back to baseball. How was Taiwan? It was amazing. The subway system is so punctual and efficient, and the signage was so clear. If you ever visit Diya, sorry. I overthink not calling her Diya, that my brain says Diya, but I know it's Diya. You don't have to be afraid of getting lost or not hearing the announcements like you do on BART. Everyone there meticulously organizes their recyclables too. If people fail to sort their materials properly, the government will fine them up to $200. Wait, they do that in Korea too. Interesting. Perhaps Korea is more similar to Taiwan than I thought. I bet Korea did it first, and then the Taiwans just stole it. What makes you think that? Diya listens with a small smile as Noelle continues extolling the virtues of Taipei's trash collecting system instead of describing any of the landmarks she visited. You must have liked it there. You're right, I did. What do you call it when you're grateful for the things your parents have done for you, but at the same time you feel like they make critical mistakes that'll probably affect you forever? Isn't that just life? Oh, I suppose it is. Damn it, my shoelaces keep coming undone. Noelle glances to her left, where Akarsha is crouched over trying to tie her laces. Why have you tied your laces like that? This is Silicon Valley, Frenchman, the land of innovation. Did you get me any souvenirs on your trip? No. Huh? Meanie. I didn't get anyone anything. We had limited luggage space. All we brought back were snacks that can't be found here, and dubious beauty products my mom wanted. Dubious beauty products? Like what? Nail clippers with bombs in them? What? Why would there be nail clippers with bombs in them? All I meant was products with questionable value like skin whitening cream. Wait, skin whitening cream? Like to make your skin lighter? Yes, Chinese beauty standards are kind of messed up. It's been ingrained very deeply into people's minds that the lighter your skin is, the better. That's not just in China, honey. That's just like in India. That's literally the world. Yeah, oh my god, I thought it was just a brown thing. You guys have colorism too? Oh, is it similar to your culture? It's the whole thing. It's a whole thing. You have no idea. Well, clearly you all do. I would argue I do have an idea. My mother Ethan tells me not to spend time outside to avoid getting tan. Oh, my mom does that too. They have those dumb as F skin creams in Korea too. Is this the part where they go, oh, Asian countries are not that different after all? It's the same. It's the same. Yellow and brown parents. They match just like pee and poo. Oh dear. What the F, man? Akarsha, have you ever considered not speaking? How mean! The second I open my mouth, you all jump to slap my balls. Do you have to word it like that? I'm trying to use more phrases like the word balls in it in my normal conversations. Why? I don't know, I just think it'll add more flavor. Death Bagels, assemble! The Death Bagels gather around Chris and Liz as they begin the meeting. So we've got good news and bad news. Good news, we have a game today. Bad news, it's just the Niles baseball team again. They're the other ones who would play us again. Oh, that's not surprising. We either win by pulling some weird shenanigans or lose so badly we get mercied. There is no in between. So most teams we play aren't exactly eager for a rematch. We had to swear up and down you guys would be normal this time. So y'all better not be weird. Alright, we yakusoku. What? That's how you say promise in Nihongo, aka Japanese. Is everyone ready to go? The other team got here early. The Death Bagels walk over to the field where the killer whales are already warming up. Oh god, please don't re-explain baseball. Thanks for being willing to play us again, guys. No problem, time for our revenge. Yeah, right, we destroyed you guys last time. Well, that's because our secret weapon rejoined the team. Secret weapon? We got a new guy who's pretty good. Oh yeah? Where is he? Min-seo and Hayden look around amongst their teammates, but just as the seconds pass, their faces grow more and more alarmed. I'm actually not sure. Maybe it got lost on the way over driving here? Yeah, that seems typical of him. It's fine, we can wait a few minutes for him to show up. 20 minutes later. I feel like this is longer than the first one, huh? No one came. He's decidedly late at this point. I can't believe this. Where the heck could he be? Did you try calling him? He didn't pick up. Well, it's not like he can answer the phone if he's driving. You guys are pathetic, making up some guy to blame your loss on. We're not making him up. He's real. And we didn't lose yet. Stop jumping to conclusions. It's okay if we start playing without him. If he turns up later, he can join the game then. Or is it okay? Yeah, sure. As the killer whales file into the dugout, Noelle starts trekking to her spot on the right field. She scowls disdainfully at the barren patch of grass as she passes it. Krista likes pointing to that tiny patch and going, I'll defend that area so you cover the rest of the field, okay? I hope that grass grows back soon so I don't have to keep hearing that joke. Hey, wait. Noelle, you're playing second base today. I am? Why? Yeah, why? She ducks and covers whenever the ball comes her way. That's exactly why she needs to do it. I'm taking AP Psych and I found out there's something called exposure therapy. It's where you make someone do something they're afraid of until they stop whining and get used to it. Doesn't sound like a textbook definition to me. Krista, then how come when we went on that demon ride at Great America, you had your eyes closed the whole time, but she was still on the ride, wasn't she? That's before I knew what exposure therapy was. Uh-huh. Wait, but I was second base. What happens to me then? You're playing left field now because you run fast. We're moving a whole bunch of people around, not just you two. Krista thinks she's a mega mind master now because of AP Psychology. Hey, I never said that. Noelle begins trekking to second base. I do feel a bit better equipped to man second base now than I did when I first roped into this club. I don't like to appear underinformed, but so a bit after our first game, I read the baseball rulebook from cover to cover. Still, I really hope no one hits the ball my way. To her surprise, Akarsha is already standing by second base. Bonjour, why are you here? I'm the shortstop. I'm supposed to be here. What? Aren't you supposed to be closer to third base? Says who? The diagram in the baseball rulebook. Nah, the shortstop's position mirrors the second baseman's. You're supposed to work together and vary your positioning to anticipate what the batters and runners do, you know? See? Right, I knew that. So we're both covering the same base? Won't that make things unnecessarily confusing? You're like a duo. It's a good thing. Yeah, we should negotiate who does what in different situations. Alright, fine. How about you cover second base when there's a runner on first, and the ground balls close to us, and also take care of the fly balls. You're just trying to get out of doing as much as work as possible. The game kicks off, and to her relief, Min quickly strikes out the first batter. Good, just do that 2 more times so we can get to bat. Hayden digs into the batter's box next. Min throws a floater that curves up towards his head for a moment before dipping back down towards the strike zone. Ah! Instead of swinging, Hayden flinches backward out of the way. Strike. What's wrong with you? Nothing, I'm just making sure I don't get hit in the mouth. I had a dream last night that my teeth were falling out. That's what you wasted your dream on? It's not like I can control what I dream about. That's what you wasted your dream on. That's funny. Min hurls another pitch his way, but instead of dancing like usual, it pretty much just sails straight through down the middle. Hayden manages to make contact and drives the ball into the grass. It bounces into the air, and for one singularly terrifying moment, Noelle sees it coming straight for her. Egad, I hate ground balls. Noelle covers her face with one arm and half-heartedly attempts to catch the ball with the other. She braces for impact, but nothing hits her. On the mound, Min manages to intercept the ball by catching it behind her back without looking at it. Whoa! Even Min herself looks shocked that she caught it. Just because it's cool doesn't mean he's out. Throw it to first. Min hastily lobs the ball to Liz and just barely beats Hayden to first base. Out! Aw man, that was close. As Hayden heads back to the dugout in defeat, there's a distant shout. Sorry, I'm late. Some guy is sprinting down the hill to the killer whales at top speed. Sorry. Subhan, where were you? The killer whale player sighs despondently as he joins his teammates. I was driving over when all of a sudden a spider crawled up my leg, so I obviously crashed the car. Obviously, are you okay? Don't worry, I'm fine. I just knocked a street sign over. Isn't that a crime? How big was the spider? Like this big? He pinches his thumb and index finger together to demonstrate. So small. But it was all hairy, so practically speaking, it was equivalent to a spider twice as big. Even if it was twice as big, isn't it kind of an overreaction? No? Whatever, just get up to bat already, it's your turn. This guy seems like a coward. I wonder what makes him their secret weapon. Subhan digs in behind home plate. He's standing on the other side of the plate. He must be left-handed. Min hurls her next pitch, and the batter shifts into a bunting stance at the last second. He's not even going to try to hit it. He starts to run towards first base as the ball glances off his bat, sending the baseball bouncing towards Liz. She's forced to rush towards to field it, leaving first base unmanned. I got it! By the time she scoops up the ball, Saban is well on his way to first base. He's fast. Frenchman. Oh, I need to cover first base because Liz isn't there. Noelle belatedly runs towards the base so Liz can throw the ball to her, but Saban beats her there. The killer whales cheer as Saban overruns the base. Yeah, Sub-Zero! Sub-Zero? That's me. They call me Sub-Zero because I'm so cool. Huh? No fair. I want a badass nickname too. Oh please, like what? Like Sub-Zero. You're just gonna copy him? Sayida shakes her head as Sub-Zero basks under his teammates' praise. Who the heck bunts to get on base? I mean, if you're fast, it's doable. Lefties have a huge advantage with bunting too, because they're already 2 steps ahead of where righty batters are when they lay down the bunt. That's so cheap. Well, that's the essence of baseball, no? Cheating and being cheap. I thought the essence of baseball was friendship and teamwork. Oh yes, that too. Min-seo's up to bat next. He swings at the pitch. The baseball knuckle suddenly swerves outward as if sensing the bat, dodging it entirely. Huh? Diya missed the ball by a mile too. She rips her mask off and chases after it. Yeah! Sub-Zero takes off running towards second base. He's taking a chance to steal. I need to tag him out. Diya secures the ball and throws it to Akarsha. Got it! Never mind, looks like Akarsha is supposed to cover second base here. Sub-Zero skids to a halt halfway between the bases. Oh no! Because it was his choice to run, we need to actually tag him with the ball. Akarsha charges towards him, and Sub-Zero turns around and flees back towards first base. Throw it to me! Harrrr! Akarsha lobs the ball over, and Liz tags him out. No! Nice one, Akarsha. Akarsha? Who's that? You? I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Sub-Zero. No, it's not! The team switches sides. As Noelle crosses the field, she's struck with a peculiar awareness of where she is. Barely a day ago, I was on the opposite side of the planet. I was in Taiwan, where the garbage trucks sing Beethoven's fur release while collecting the trash. And now I'm here, playing baseball. I'm wearing a little cap, sweating, and running on grass. Why am I here? It's a mistake that I'm here. Hello, to Frenchman. What? You didn't hear a thing I said, huh? My apologies. What was it? I said it's hot as balls out here. Not this again. So, what were you so lost in thought about? Nothing really. It's just strange knowing I could have led a completely different life if my parents had stayed in Taiwan. I would have been someone who was close to her family, someone who wasn't ignorant of her own culture. Maybe I could have been a better person. Aw, I like you the way you are, though. And if your parents didn't move, we would have never met. Of course, because obviously that makes up for everything. Akarsha grins, and the inside of Noelle's palms prickles. This is so peculiar. Is this what extreme anger feels like? But right now I'm only pretending to be annoyed for comedic effect. The sensation is so unbearable, she wants to scratch at it until it goes away. I mean, you went there on vacation, you're probably looking at it through rose-colored glasses. They probably have tons of struggles over there that you're clueless about. Even so, the standard of living there is an entirely different level. This is backed up by actual statistics, not just my personal opinions. I don't know, man. It's not good to wallow too long in self-pity, says the one who lives in self-pity, or else you get lost in the sauce. The sauce? What sauce? It's a metaphor for being out of touch with reality. But I like to imagine barbecue sauce. The rest of Death Bagels cheer as Diya bats Krissa in. Oh, they're not just walking Diya like last game? I told June I'd save his hair off if he slept in his sleep if he did that again, cause it's not fun for Diya. Who's up next? Me. Time to unravel my special technique. Wait, she better not be trying that getting hit on purpose thing again. Oblivious, Min-seo throws a fastball at Akarsha. Akarsha leans into the pitch, causing the ball to bounce off her elbow guard. Haha, free walk to first base. Huh? You can't do that on purpose. The guy on the Niles team who's serving as their umpire pages through his rule book. Lost. Huh? Does it say that in the rules? Actually, it's not relevant whether Akarsha caused the ball to hit her or not. Per Rule 2, Section 40, there's no distinction between the act of touching or being touched. Seriously? Thank you, baseball lawyer. Mwah. Actually, just last summer, Rule 734 was added, stating that the batter shall not permit a pitched ball to touch him. But it's not really my job to remind them to update their rule book. Oh dear. But still, that's not fair. You may not like it, but this is what peak baseball looks like. Even the Major League Baseball logo is a guy getting hit on the pitch. What are you talking about? It's a guy swinging at the ball. No, really picture it. The ball is too high up, and look how close it is to him. It's too late. There's no way he'll be able to hit it in time. That's true. It's a guy who's about to get beamed. No way. She's right. It is a guy about to get hit. I rest my case. Akarsha dogs to first base, victorious. Alright, I'm up next. There's already 2 outs. I'd better not strike out. But on the bright side, Diya and Akarsha are both on base. If I can somehow hit this, we could end this inning with a massive lead. Noelle swiftly strikes out, missing by a mile with each swing. Drat, I blew it. There. Did you try? Yes. But did you fail? Also yes. Wait, I think I said those in the wrong order. Forget the order, why mention me failing at all? The team switch sides. As Noelle trots to second base, she crosses past Diya on her way to the catcher's box. Diya, do you have any tips for hitting the ball? Diya considers it for a moment. It's easier to hit the top of the ball than the bottom. Bad for hitting home runs, but you'll strike out less. Diya, at this point I'd be thrilled to hit any of the ball. You think I can differentiate between the top and the bottom halves? Diya appears not to have heard Noelle's response and has walked away. Thanks, I guess? The killer whales cheer as the batter hits a grand slam off of one of Min's pitches. Woohoo! We're tied now. Eat shy and die! Min strikes the next 2 batters out in quick succession, but the third gets a solid hit. Maybe I can catch this. Noelle leaps for the ball, but it flies over her head and bounces into center field. Got it! Krissa finds the ball and then tosses back to Noelle. I need to throw it to first base. Noelle throws the ball with all her might. It plops almost straight into the ground and begins rolling away. Liz leaves first base to grab the ball. By this point, the runner is approaching second base. It's another pickle. Liz and Akarsha need to box him in again. Akarsha, who? She's not cooperating because she wants to be called Sub-Zero? Her goofy facade is very exhausting, though. Sub-Zero. Oh hey, that's me! Akarsha catches the ball, Liz throws her, and quickly tags Min-seo out. No! Ha! Another win for Sub-Zero. You're disgusting. Truly. Thanks to Noelle's noble sacrifice, the Death Bagels maintain their deadlock with the killer whales for the next few innings. It's the bottom of the last inning. We just need 1 run to cinch our victory. Unfortunately, Saida and Krissa rack up 2 outs right off the bat. Gomenasari, Diya-sama, you're our only hope. After letting 2 ball goes, Diya swings at a fastball. She drives the ball into right field and everyone holds their breath as it rockets towards the fence. It smashes into the middle of the fence just a couple feet too low to clear it. Too bad it wasn't a home run. Too bad, I'm about to beat the shite out of you. Kidding, Diya did great. Diya sprints towards the diamond and slides into second base, just barely beating the throw. Safe! Akarsha cracks her knuckles as she gets up from the bench. Time to use my special technique. Wait, are you gonna let let yourself get hit by the pitch again? Yeah. Back when I was in Little League, I saw a batter get beamed in the face. Krista, do you remember her? Oh, Chris, do you remember? Question mark. He was on your team, huh? Oh yeah, that was so scary. He collapsed and was just lying motionless on the ground for a while. He looked like he was dead. Poor kid had to be carried off in a stretcher. I think it knocked out one of his teeth, right? Yep. Actually, maybe he even have died for real later. Maybe? Anyway, you trying to get hit on purpose just reminded me of that. Oh, okay. This must be a new scare tactic they're trying. Plus, this is our only real chance to bring Diya home. We have 2 outs, and Noelle will probably strike out at that. No offense, Noelle. None taken. So getting walked here would just delay the inevitable. You should try to create an opportunity for Diya to run. Should I actually hit the ball? So I gotta actually hit the ball? Aw, man. No pressure if you can't manage it, but do your best. Say no more. I'm going serious mode. As Akarsha walks up to plate, she tosses her bat in the air, spins around, and tries to catch it behind her back. She doesn't spin around fast enough, so the bat just clatters to the ground. Akarsha picks up the bat back up and points it at Min-seo. I felt like that could have ended up a lot worse. Your pants can win for my pee. What is that even supposed to mean? She's trying to confuse you. Don't let it get to you. Disturbed, Min-seo quickly pitches at Akarsha. Akarsha whiffs it for a strike. Whoopsie! We're all going to be haunted by that pee comment now, and it didn't even work. The team holds their collective breath as Min-seo lets his next pitch fly. Akarsha smacks it into foul territory. Strike 2. If you waste Diya's double, I'll hit you. Krista taps the sign she and Lizzo taped to the dugout fence. No hitting allowed. Ha! Then I'll scream really loud in your ear, so it destroys your eardrum. Liz taps on the second sign they tapped to the fence. No screaming allowed either. God damn it. Min-seo winds up again. Isn't that a little insensitive to say when you have a girlfriend who's deaf in one ear? In the meantime, Akarsha has gone suspiciously quiet. Akarsha leans in so she gets hit by the pitch again. Not again. Great going. You just lost us the game. Yeah! Akarsha races towards first base with like her life depends on it. Guys, why is she running? Tag her if she tries to steal second. Hayden quickly throws the ball to Subhan, the first baseman. Akarsha hastily stops in her tracks. Uh-oh. Come back here. Akarsha turns and scrambles back the way she came with Subhan at her heels. What is she doing? There's no benefit to her retreating all the way back home. As Akarsha nears home, Subhan hurls the ball at Hayden, who lunges forward to tag her. They've panicked and forgotten the basic rules of baseball. All they had to do was tag first base for a forced out. Can they do that? She was hit by the pitch. She's entitled to first base. Good point. Guys, don't forget Diya's running too. Huh? Diya slides home in the confusion. Yeah, I figured she would do something that would end up winning. Min rolls over to home base and starts furiously kissing Diya as Hayden chases Akarsha back towards first. Get off the playing field. The game's not over yet. It's not? I thought we won. The run won't count if Akarsha is the third out before making it to first base. Or if they can even tag her out? I don't know anymore. As she's trying to weasel past Subhan, Akarsha trips on her own shoelaces and collides with him. Ah! Akarsha bangs her head on Subhan's knee on her way down. Oh my god! Akarsha! Without thinking, she runs over to where Akarsha is lying motionless on the ground. Akarsha, are you alright? Akarsha doesn't respond. Coming from Akarsha, the silence is 1,000 times scarier than if she'd been screaming. Please be alright. Oh my god, she's crying. Her voice comes out all choked and funny, and Noelle realizes with horror that she's crying. The world would be an awful place without you, would it? Oh. Dazed, Akarsha slowly begins to sit up. Noelle is so relieved that she tearfully pulls Akarsha into a hug for a moment before a mixture of other emotions catch up with her. Wait, what am I doing? Her heart pounding, Noelle hastily shoves Akarsha away, sending her crashing back to the ground. What? You absolute arse! You scared me. Don't ever do that again. Noelle frantically wipes her tears away as Akarsha wobbles back to her feet. Soon, the others have gathered around her in concern. You okay? Yeah, just woozy. What year is it? 1834? Just kidding, 2009. How can you be cracking jokes right now? Can you tell me what happened? I got myself into a pickle, tripped, and ate shite. Okay, good. Ask her if she feels nauseous. Do you feel nauseous? Nah. As they run through a series of tests for concussions, Krista and Liz relax a bit. You seem fine. It's good that you can remember what happened and walk. It looked like you lost consciousness for a second there, though. I wasn't knocked out. I was thinking the whole time. Huh? I was just stunned because it really hurt. So, you remember what I said to you? Yeah, that I'm an arse. What about before that? Before that, everyone was screaming that I fell. It was so chaotic, it kind of all blurred together. What a relief. I would have been mortified if she heard me falling to pieces over her. We should still get you checked out by an adult. Aren't you and Liz technically adults now? You know what I mean. Real adults, like the school nurse. Doesn't that mean the game's over? Yeah, sorry. We'll have to rematch you guys some other time. Wait, so did we win? Did Diya's run count? Unfortunately, no. My understanding is that Akarsha's ultimately violated Section 4 of Rule 8. She made a travesty of the game. A travesty? That's such a dramatic way to put it. I love it. I'm so sorry. You can hit my head super hard too as payback. Like with a bat or something. Why? It wouldn't help at all. I'll do it. No one's hitting anybody in the head with a bat. Noelle, could you escort Akarsha to the nurse's office? Alright, fine. Noelle and Akarsha trudge back up the hill towards the school. Suddenly, Akarsha touches her own cheek, confused. Why is my face wet? What? There's something wet on my cheek, like water. It's from when I was crying over her. Huh? That must have been someone's spit that fell on you. Huh? Ew! Man, if only I hadn't tripped, I totally would have saved the day. You should thank me for trying to save you from making us lose. Now that she mentions it, I do feel a bit bad that she got hurt trying to help me. Actually, I'm a bit impressed you wrangled such an improbable outcome of a walk. I truly marvel at your creativity sometimes. What? Who are you? And what did you do with Noelle? Contrary to common belief, I am, in fact, capable of being nice. I know, but you usually look like you're passing a really hard poo while you're doing it. Akarsha grabs Noelle's hand and vigorously shakes it up and down. Congratulations! You've learned basic human decency. You should try it more often. To Noelle's dismay, she feels strange, almost electric undercurrent of something running between their palms. Why am I so sensitive to her touch all of a sudden? It didn't used to be like this. Noelle thrashes her hand free and seizes Akarsha's wrist. What? Could it be that I'm still excited from the game? There's probably still adrenaline in my system. Let me go! War crime! War crime! It's not a war crime to grab someone's arm. Oh, the humanity. To be captivated by a court gesture or circus clown juggling 5 bowling pins. 1 week later. Diya barely looks up from her textbook as Akarsha takes her usual seat in front of Noelle. How's your head? Oh, I'm all good now. The nurse just told me to rest up for a few days. My parents made me see a doctor over the weekend too, and he said the same thing. That's good to hear. I wish I could have used this as an excuse to get out of the bio test today, though. At least we have multicultural week assembly in 3rd period. We can use it as extra time to cram. I want to watch at least some of it, though. I heard there was going to be a K-pop part. Noelle's heart does a nervous little stutter as Akarsha turns all the way in her seat to face her. Do you remember the poster that was in the nurse's office? No? What poster? It said if your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer. That doesn't sound right. Why would that be the case? Swelling? Just to check, Noelle puts her hand over her face to compare their sizes because you're an idiot. Akarsha slaps Noelle's hand so Noelle smacks herself in the face. Akarsha! Akarsha bolts and Noelle chases after her. The bell rings. This concludes Noelle and Akarsha's daily morning scream fest. Once they're back at their desk, Noelle glowers at the back of Akarsha's head. I can't keep my eyes off of her. It must be my body's natural defense mechanism in response to threats. If I hold her hand, it'll prevent her from doing the "why are you hitting yourself" move. If I embrace her, she'll be completely immobilized. Yes, these are perfectly reasonable explanations for all of these strange urges I'm feeling. Okay, sure. In third period, Noelle's teacher leads the class to the gym to watch a multicultural assembly. Most of their classmates have their head buried in their biology textbooks as they walk, desperately cramming for the impending test. Pistol. What stuff? Like stuff, stuff. Akarsha, I've never actually seen you study something in earnest before. Yeah, well, I decided to actually try normally for once. I think I have too many lies and weird plots going on at the same time, and it's tiring me out. You fool, you nuisance, you liar. I want to know everything about you. I want you to tell me every thought that's ever crossed your mind. I feel like this is very sudden all of a sudden, but alright, I'll go with it. Sepal, the outer part of the flower. Why am I so infatuated with her? It can't possibly be that I fancy her. No, surely not. I may have grown used to the concept of Diya dating men, but I have no intention of being in a relationship like that myself. Even now that I'm aware it's possible for two women to copulate, that changes nothing. Homosexuals can't even legally get married anymore. It seems unwise to pursue a lifestyle relying on the mercy of the government as unreliable as our own. Akarsha gives her an odd look. Why are you glaring at me? Oh, is that how my face looked? I haven't even done anything yet. Oof. Noelle walks straight into someone in the class walking ahead of them. Yeah! Oh, hi. It's you guys. Oh, hey, what's up? Excuse me. I posted the first chapter of my webcomic. I saw every page has like 4 comments. Is that good? I have no idea how to gauge webcomic success. Esther, you're a celebrity now. Ooh, I want to see. Here, I scanned all these comic pages from my sketchbook. She holds her sketchbook out so Noelle, Diya, and Akarsha can read it as they walk. This is not scientifically accurate, but at least it's easier to follow than that accursed English video we made. Hey, were you really in high school if you didn't act like a complete incomprehensible... Hey, were you really in high school if you didn't act in a completely incomprehensible movie with your friends? Is that Noelle? Huh? Where? Diya points at a panel showing a character crumpled on the ground. Wait a minute, is this traced from a photo of me? Yeah, but don't worry, I made sure to tweak some things. Her personality is completely different from yours, and I changed her hair color to white. Why white? Is she old? No, it's because she's albino. She has red eyes too. Okay, but what if people still realize that this is based on my likeness? Looks like someone already did. Sure enough, Min has left a comment on the page where albino Noelle is getting her ass kicked. Lamau, get wrecked, nerd. That's the price of knowing an artiste. Sorry, next time I'll ask permission first. Esther, you're coming to Fanime with us, right? Yeah, I begged my parents to let me go. We should cosplay as our characters to help promote the comic. What? No. The anatomy's so bad and I made a bunch of mistakes on everyone's outfits. You're famous and you're still saying that BS? You created this with your bare hands, so what if it's not perfect? You're good. Okay, whatever. Do what you want, but I'm wearing normal clothes. You're seriously gonna be too cool for anime while attending an anime convention? It's not like you can wander in by accident. I'll call dibs on Stella Luna. Then I get Kagami Izuna. Wait, I want it to be Kagami Izuna. Noelle hangs back with Diya as the others argue, trying to process a confusing tangle of feelings about not being the center of Akarsha's attention. Oh dear. She watched Akarsha's ridiculous gait as she walks, the one that apparently marks her as an American in India. Question. Do you ever feel like love is a choice? Like you could potentially fall in love with someone? You're not in love with them, but if you wanted to feel that way, you could. But if you ignore it, it'll pass eventually? Isn't that just regular love? No, I'm not talking about regular love, like what you and Min experienced. There was no preventing that. The two of you were drawn together with the force of a freight train. But this isn't like that. This is more comparable to someone reaching a fork in a road. Because I can obviously control my emotions, especially ones that aren't useful to me. I'm not a wild animal. Even if you could control your emotions, why don't you think they're useful? because they would derail my entire life. There insufficient evidence to suggest the subject in question would reciprocate my feelings, so perhaps this is putting the cart before the horse. But in the unlikely event that things actually did work out between us, it would be extremely inconvenient for my plans. What plans? You know, just the default ones. Essentially, to secure a respectable job, marry a similarly successful man, and spawn 2 well-behaved children in the suburbs before I'm 30. I'll be throwing away my prospects of leading a normal life just for the pleasure of being tormented by a silly little clown every day. Diya gives her an odd look. She looks like she's struggling to piece together a very complicated puzzle. What? Nothing? If the person doesn't fit your goal, shouldn't you update the goal? I can't. It's the only outcome my parents see as acceptable. If I don't adhere to it, they'll badger me day and night. They'll never let me hear the end of it. Don't they already do that anyway? Oh, yes, they do. You're right. No matter what I do, they'll always find some new issue to latch onto. Why am I so desperate for approval of 2 people whose opinions I don't even respect? I wish I could rewire my brain to only crave approval from people I hold in high esteem. Like me? You would be included, yes. Then I'd want you to adopt 1,000 dogs and start exercising. 1,000? But you can read some books too, as a treat. Your manner of discussing this makes me sound like your pet hamster. Noelle follows her class into the rafters. Diya, over here. Min worms her way over to them through the crowd. I escaped from my class. Escaped? Are they gonna come looking for you? Nah, I lost them. You better have. I'd rather not get caught harboring a fugitive. Did it hurt when you were born with that huge stick up your ass? I'm not even gonna dignify that with this response. What the hell is this anyway? Multicultural week? Yeah, that. None of the other schools I went to did this. At lunch, there's samosas and cold stone cupcakes. Ooh. Wait, what? For free? No, you buy them. All the clubs sell something to fundraise. I heard there's also musubis. What's the baseball club selling? Curry pizza, I think? Akarsha takes a seat at the end of the row against the wall. Min begins to sit down next to her. Suddenly, Diya grabs Min by the shoulders, turns around to face her, and kisses her full on the mouth. What brought this on? Hot damn, get a room. Baffled, Noelle squeezes past them and sits in the spot Min was about to take next to Akarsha. I was confused at first, but now I see what happened. What was that for? Not that I'm complaining. Diya whispers something to Min's ear that Noelle can't catch. What? That doesn't make sense. Are you sure? Maybe half. Tinikling is one of the most popular folk dances in the Philippines. The dance originated on an island in central Philippines. Noelle and Akarsha continue to cram as their fellow students showcase a variety of cultural performances. Diya lets out a huge yawn and rests her head on Min's shoulders. You tired? Stayed up late studying. I'll wake you up if anything cool happens. Man, I wish I stayed up late cramming too. I'm so dead. We have the entire assembly to study. If you want to live, stop whining and start reviewing. Yes, ma'am. What part of the flower will turn into a fruit? Oh, man. Gonna context clues this one. The ovary. Ding, ding, ding. You didn't by any chance ask the question just to make me say ovary, did you? No way. How immature do you think I am? Last period, you asked me to guess what the number you were thinking, and it was 69. Well, you're the immature one for guessing it right. How am I the immature one? I guessed it because I knew you're always like this. Shut the F up. Diya's sleeping. Not anymore, she isn't. The tinkling dancers bow and run off stage. Now that they've reached a lull in the conversation, Noelle is hyper aware of the way the side of Akarsha's thigh is pressed up against hers. Why did I have to meet you? Why do you have to be so funny and make me so happy? You've ruined everything. Next up is Chinese dance. Chinese dance has thousands of years of history. A troupe of student dancers wave colorful fans to an idyllic sound of Chinese song. Do you know what the song's about? I wish I could tell you. I haven't the faintest idea. When I was younger, I was so eager to cast the Chinese part of me aside because it was difficult, and now I regret it. Hey, no judgment. I'm whitewashed too. Does it ever bother you that you can't speak any Indian languages? Maybe a little. It'd be cool to know. That's all? You don't feel guilty for being uncultured? Excuse me, I'm plenty cultured. Today, I'm gonna eat curry pizza, destroy the sport of baseball, and even enjoy the company by a Frenchman. You know what I mean. I'm not the traditional culture your ancestors. It's not the traditional culture your ancestors experienced. Is that such a bad thing? It's different, but it's pretty cool in its own way too. And if I really want, I can always pick up Hindi or something someday. But you've already missed the window of time when children pick up languages the most readily. Don't plenty of people learn languages later in life though? I feel like Diya and Min would have learned a ton just from teaching each other. That may be possible, but it's not optimal. Dude, whose life is optimal? You're not a robot. Just take what you can get and be happy. Easier said than done, but duly noted. Speaking of robots, did you try Playball Portal? I did. What did you think? It made me motion sick. I kept having to pause because I was on the verge of throwing up. Oops, sorry. But I did enjoy the witty dialogue and the song at the end. So you played all of it? So you still played all of it? Yes. Even though it almost made you hurl? What choice did I have? You told me to play it. Oh, yeah, I guess that's what friends do. Isn't GLaDOS so hot? The sadistic artificial intelligence who's trying to kill you? That's the whole appeal. She's scary in a seductive way. Like, her voice gets all low and sexy when she's insulting you. Did you hit your head again? Something's definitely not right in there. K-pop as you know it would not exist without the woo. The K-pop dance troupe's introduction is completely drowned out by a chorus of high-pitched screams. Aw, that's cute. I'm not sure I would characterize these banshee-like screams as cute. No, not them. Next to you. Noelle turns to see Diya sound asleep in Min's arms. Min gazing at her like she's an angel that just fell down from heaven. It makes Noelle's skin crawl, so she quickly looks away. They're so disgustingly in love, I can barely bear to look at them. Right? It's like staring directly at the sun. All obvious. Sometimes I kind of wish that were more my style. Do you really? It's not exactly my style either. Yeah, I guess not. Noelle carefully maintains a mildly disgusted expression as she watches Akarsha read, just in case she's caught staring. If I cast this part of myself aside because it's difficult too, will I come to regret it later? Hey, do you remember that time my brother hijacked my computer and typed all this crazy stuff to you? What? It was a few months ago, after school, remember? Oh, it's been a few months since then? Oh, I forgot about that. That was odd. Yeah, I remember now. Why? I lied. That wasn't my brother. That was me. Oh, okay. Akarsha goes back to reading her biology textbook, though her legs now jittering up and down. I feel like I was just told a joke whose punchline flew straight over my head. Why would it matter if it was her and not her brother? What exactly did she say? As she racks her brain, a dozen costume seniors take the floor. Thank you, K-pop. Up next, we have Senior Bhangra? Bhangra was originally a folk dance from the farmers in Punjab. There's Krissa and Liz. Wake up. Seniors, come on down. It's okay if you don't know the moves. Follow our lead. How's it okay if people don't know the moves? I guess they all try to copy the group that's learned the dance. Won't they look hopelessly unsynchronized, though? They can't possibly dance in proper unison on the fly. Why don't we see for ourselves? Let's dance. Akarsha stands, yanking Noelle up by the arm. What? We're not seniors. Come on, no one's gonna notice. I can't focus anyway. Noelle balks as her friends Noelle balks as her friends weave their way into the crowd of amateur dancers. I don't dance. Come on, you don't need to be good at something to do it, says the one who always fakes being bad at everything in case she is bad at it. I don't want to hear that from her. They all try to copy the others, clapping and raising their arms a beat late each time. This looks like shite. Oh balls, this is harder than I thought. I told you, we look like fools. That's okay, so does everyone else. Already out of breath, Noelle looks around at the chaotic blur of Asian nerds flailing their limbs around. It's true, this must be a group of some of the worst dancers in the world. With renewed confidence, Noelle spins in what turns out to be the completely wrong direction. Diya rears back to avoid crashing into her. To Noelle's surprise, Diya belatedly bumps into her, sending her flying into Akarsha. That almost seemed deliberate. What? Pardon. Akarsha tries to pull back, only for Min to smack the back of her head in retaliation. Ow, what was that for? This air is mine. Huh? Noelle grabs Akarsha's hands for balance as they collide again. Isn't this fun? This is a hellhole. This is paradise. Akarsha laces their fingers together and Noelle can feel it, a hairline crack racing through something foundational within her. It's an utterly terrifying yet exhilarating sensation, but she doesn't let go. I have feelings for you. She whispers it as an experiment so that it's impossible to hear over the roar of the crowd and the music. But it feels like a small, daring victory, like the first step on the moon. Like a butterfly breaking out of its chrysalis, all soft, naive, and crinkled. Maybe with 2 left feet and a few days late to the party, but alive, so alive, trying to process the blinding, beautiful, wild world she's broken her way into. What'd you say? Akarsha twirls her, and Noelle gives up on suppressing the giddy smile on her face. Nothing. Maybe I'll tell you later. Be that way, Burger King. That's not even the slogan. They dance and dance, all stupid and struggling and happy. There's so much pain and misery in this school. It's twisted us all into strange and flawed shapes, like butterflies born in a full spring. But it's the circumstances that give us you and me, right here, right now. Kant wrote, out of the crooked timber of humanity, no straight thing was ever made. And how he longed to be straight, forgetting there's beauty in the crooked things too. I do not long to be straight. We'll never live the lives our parents wanted us to lead. And that's okay, because we'll forge something brave and new instead. It won't be the same, but it'll be ours. And I won't ever let that go. Do we get an epilogue? Oh. We get a real video. Maybe this was like the actual game devs like high school festival or something. Additional writing inspiration. I don't actually remember a lot about high school, so we could have had a multicultural fair for all I know, and I just don't remember. Okay, I guess I can talk a little bit about the game, but I mean, I guess I feel like I reacted to everything I wanted to react to in real time instead of waiting to the end. So I feel like I kind of covered all the bases, but I will say I did like the sequel. Again, I felt like there was like that long kind of tangent moment when Noelle went to Taiwan. But I think, I feel like the Asian American identity is very integral to the game and to the game dev. That like I felt like it's probably tangent would be kind of a more crude word to call it, because I feel like the game is so leaning heavily into these Asian American identities and how they influence the characters that it's not even a tangent, even though it didn't have anything to do with baseball or falling in love. The future. Well, were they open? Alright, so we do still get a sneak peek of the future. What do you think? It's 1 a.m. Of course Home Depot wasn't open. There's got to be somewhere else where you can buy bolt cutters. At this hour, I'm not optimistic. Guess I'll die then. How else are we going to get them off? I'm afraid we need to go to the fire station for help. Stop laughing. This isn't funny. This isn't funny? We're gonna go to the fire station with me half naked and handcuffed, and it's not funny? We really can't get. You really can't get more dressed than that? I mean, my arms can't go through the sleeves. Hold still. Oh, this is like a lot more in the future. I give up. Good enough. I mean, also, you could just wait till the morning. Good enough? If only I had a humiliation kink, this would have been perfect. Doesn't Min have a katana? They do? Or at least some kind of sword. Maybe we could use it to slice the handcuffs off. What, you want a surprise amputation tonight? No. Are you sure the key didn't fall behind the dresser? I looked everywhere. It's gone. I'm convinced that in these scenarios, small objects stop obeying the laws of physics. This never happened any of the times I handcuffed you. That, my dear, is called luck. Whatever you say, skunky. Stop calling me that. Fine, Skunkle Pop D. Gray Man? And don't brainstorm horrid new nicknames for me. But you're basically begging for it with your hair like that. It's not as if I grew gray hairs on purpose. Then how come I don't have any? You're intolerable. Oh my. I wonder how old they are in this. But also, for safety reasons, you should never use metal handcuffs for bedtime play. Always get, like, handcuffs that aren't metal or have some kind of, like, fur on cushion on them so that you don't get any nerve damage if you accidentally tighten it too tight or you're moving around while you're, playing bed games. That could really mess up your nerves in your wrists. So always use like something soft. Like even like a silk tie or something like that would be a lot better. And make sure you can fit 2 fingers in between the wrist and whatever you're using to tie to make sure that it's not cutting off any circulation. These are safety tips. Woo! Noelle seizes the front of Akarsha's shirt and yanks her forward, crushing their lips together. Akarsha makes a small noise of surprise, then grins as she deepens the kiss, coaxing her lips open so her tongue can slide inside. Oh my. At the start of the night, she tasted like watermelon lip gloss, but it's long been kissed and smeared away into oblivion. Noelle can't help but think, why bother? When will you learn? I'll always kiss through every layer of crap you put between us until it's just you and me. When they part, their breaths ragged, neither of them can come up with anything witty to say. I love you. I love you more. That's impossible. No, it's not. I love you times infinity. There, I win. You can't multiply infinity. Infinity is a concept, not a number. So is love, for that matter. Well, too bad. I did it. Love you times infinity. Noelle sighs, but she doesn't bother hiding the half-smile tugging at her mouth. If you're going to speak nonsense, then I love you times infinity, plus 1. I mean, you might as well have just wrapped it under her armpits and just made it like a tank top at this point. Now get in the car. I have work tomorrow morning. Akarsha tries to respond as Noelle opens the door for her, but she's laughing so hard it takes her several attempts to get it out. The firefighters, they're going to look outside and see Prius driver dressed like Frog and Toad and me? What's wrong with driving a Prius? Just get in already. I love you times infinity, minus 1. I love you times infinity, minus 2. Okay, how mean. That was random. But cute. So yeah, I guess all I can really say is that I really adored this series. I think the writing was really good and very impactful, and I think it touches on a lot of real issues that real people do experience. And I just hope that, they were able to come out to their parents, and even if it was hard, that they were able to work through the awkwardness and the disappointment and hopefully still have, relationships with their families, but you know how that song and dance usually goes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game, and I hope you did too. And I'm probably going to split this into 2 because I feel like it's much longer than the first one. But yeah, this was great. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to play more amazing visual novels like this from small indie minority developers and try to bring their good work to the masses. Because I feel like it's important that we get games like this that have a lot of cultural impact and have a lot of, depth to them versus, other games. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked it, you can leave a comment saying like who your favorite character is, or if you can relate to any of the characters, or maybe you experienced similar things growing up, just whatever you want to share. Alright, well, thank you so much again, and bye till next time.